The Jake Asman Show will begin shortly. Thanks to all these great Patreon members who help support the show. Get your super chats ready. Jake will be here in just a moment. If you love the New York Jets, this is the place to be. And now, the Jake Asman Show.
Ian Rapoport of the NFL Network shared new details on the Jets' intentions at pick 7 that could completely change everything for the franchise. We'll talk about that. Plus, it's time. Championship Thursday. King Loski, Mr. Bonesy. The winner is your 2025 ASMANIAC Madness champion. It's the Jake Asman Show. Let's hit it and get it started. Man, our Jets are primed to win another offseason, baby. We bleed Jets green each and every day. Will the playoff drought finally end? Kings of the offseason, baby. This is what we do. At least we have Garrett Wilson. We have Breece Hall. Please subscribe and hit the like button below. Super chat, baby. Cut the line. We have Sauce Gardner. We have Quinn Williams. Prepare to be underdogs. Now it's time to talk all things New York Jets. It's the Jake Asman Show. It's a championship matchup between King Loski and Mr. Bonesy, the shoe store salesman, up against our true king, the master of the bucket hat. Ladies and gentlemen, voting will get underway in just a bit, but I want to say thank you to everyone who has made ASMANIAC Madness so much fun. In the offseason, where there has not been a ton to talk about, having this tournament has been so much fun to break down and analyze and see the results each and every day. So thank you to the committee. Thank you to Boomtown. Thank you to Rich. Thank you to Tom Ace. Thank you to Nick Shine, to Gator McCluskey, to Sham, everyone involved that put this together. We couldn't have done it without you. And thank you to everyone who's voted. I mean, just incredible what this tournament resulted in. And we got a great final coming up between two OG listeners of the show. So it's going to be a blast to see how it all plays out. And I'd be remiss if I didn't mention that the trophy that we're going to award to whichever ASMANIAC wins today is named after the late, great Keith Best, who was a frequent caller on the show. Keith would always call in between chemo treatments. He was a huge, huge supporter of the show and beloved in the community. So we named the trophy after Keith. The Best of the Best trophy will be awarded today, named after the late, great Keith Best. So RIP, of course, to Keith, and we're keeping his memory alive with this ASMANIAC Madness tournament this year and going forward. With that said, let's talk a little Jets before we get to the main event. And Ian Rapoport, I thought, shared a very interesting nugget when asked on the NFL Network today about what the Jets will do with that number 7 pick. Take a listen.
I expect them to try to build around Justin Fields. Maybe it's another offensive lineman. Really strong defensive line and edge draft early on. Maybe they go there. Ashton Jeanty, if he's available at 7, that certainly would be a possibility as well. Is it a little early for a tight end? Could be. Potentially in the mix there as well. Expect them to build around Justin Fields rather than try to replace him in the draft.
I mean, hold on a second. He's talking about Ashton Jeanty and the Jets? Ashton Jeanty and the Jets. He's talking about Tyler Warren saying it could be too early for a tight end. But he's just saying there that Ashton Jeanty's in play for the Jets at pick 7. If the Jets take Ashton Jeanty, I mean, are you kidding me? A running back when you have Breece Hall and you drafted 2 running backs last year? I get it. Jeanty's an awesome prospect. Most people think he's a top 3 player in the draft, right? Abdul Carter, Travis Hunter, Ashton Jeanty. You see that list frequently. I get it. You can't take a running back at 7, even if you didn't have Breece Hall. The value is just not there for the running back spot that high in the draft. You can't do it. You cannot do it. And if they take Jeanty, I'd imagine they'd trade Breece Hall because he's in the last year of his deal. But I don't even know if that makes sense, right? Like, if they do take Jeanty, I think I almost want to keep Breece, use him as like a receiver almost, and try and do what the Lions have done with their 2 running backs, if they're going to do this. But
There's no way. No way the Jets are going to take Ashton Jeanty. I'd be flabbergasted at our draft party if that happened. That would be insane. It would be such poor team building if that's the approach. I get it. The Lions took some players a lot earlier than people expected. They didn't take a running back at 7. It's one thing to debate, hey, offensive tackle versus Tyler Warren. It's a whole nother can of worms we're opening if we're debating the running back being in play at 7. You can't do it. Not when you have Breece Hall, not when you have Braylon Allen, and already have Isaiah Davis. And I don't know if I buy this. This feels like it could be total smoke. Remember what Aaron Glenn said last week about his running backs? He referenced all 3 of them. I don't see this being the play. I mean, if we thought Will McDonald was a huge surprise a few years ago, and that was. No one was talking about Will McDonald to the Jets. Ashton Jeanty would be out of this world crazy if that happens. And I'd imagine you wouldn't have him and Breece. You would then trade Breece, which I am vehemently against. You'd be selling low on Breece Hall. What are you really getting for Breece? A 4th-round pick? You're not getting a 2nd-round pick for him. But when Rapoport talks about tight end being maybe a little too early, then what's a running back? You can't take a running back at 7 if a tight end's too early. It's the same logic then. And a tight end has more longevity, as we've seen in the NFL, than a running back does. So there's no way I could foresee the New York Jets doing this. But things happen in the draft, and we can't completely rule it out, right? What if the Jets are like, we're best player available? Jeanty would be the best player if he's there. Now, there's also a chance that he's not there, right? I mean, the Raiders right in front of the Jets have been heavily mocked to taking Ashton Jeanty. But I do not believe this would be the right move for the Jets if they did it. There's just no way, to me, you could justify this type of decision. But when you hear him go through all the different positions there, and he mentioned specifically Jeanty by name, you're like, what? No, thank you. I am good on Ashton Jeanty. Not that I don't think he's going to be an awesome player. I just don't believe in taking a running back that high. I used to feel that way about the tight end, but I think every draft class is different. Bowers obviously did what he did, which plays a part. And I think Warren's really good, and there's no obvious receiver there. If there was a comparable receiver, I would say take the receiver. But I think ultimately the Jets are still going to take Armand Membu, but what if they don't? What if Membu's not there? Now what? Could Boise State running back Ashton Jeanty really be in play? I mean, look, I get it. You look at his numbers. I mean, the guy is unbelievable. But if you really want a running back, there are other guys in this draft class you could take a flyer on. I've heard draft experts say this is the best draft class we've had in 25 years. Could be even greater than that. Whether it be Jeanty or Travion Henderson or Marion Hampton or Caleb Johnson or DJ Giddens or Devin Neal or Quishon Jukins or Cam Scatterbo or Brashad Smith or Dylan Sant. Like, it is on and on and on and on we go with really good running backs. Travis Etienne's brother from Georgia is in this draft class. The kid from A&M, Le'Veon Moss. Like, you can't do it at 7. You can't. Not when you have this many holes in your team. I get it. Best player available. But yeah, GMs say that, but they don't always do that. And sometimes when they do actually do that, you end up like Mike McCagnon drafting 2 safeties at the start of a draft with high picks in the first round and second round. That's how you get Jamal Adams in the top 10 and then Marcus May in the second round. That's poor team building. Best player available sounds nice to throw on a t-shirt and to say at a press conference. That is not always how you need to draft. Positional value needs to play a part in the analysis. This regime would be, to me, putting themselves on the hot seat if they take Jeanty at 7 right away. Like, forget, like, they haven't even had their chance to get their quarterback yet. Like, that's the type of pick that you make and you just go, huh? You start questioning everything if it doesn't work out. Jets have a lot of holes. Running back's not one of them. Breece Hall could still play. Let's not give up on a guy who before this season we all thought was worthy of going number 1 in our fantasy drafts. Was second in the NFL in yards per scrimmage 2 seasons ago, 2023, off an ACL injury. Let's be smart. Let's not try and do something that would not reflect anything we've seen this offseason. It doesn't add up. It doesn't. Ultimately, 2 weeks from now, I expect the New York Jets to draft Armand Membu if I was making a pick. I'd be cool with Tyler Warren. I understand the logic in Armand Membu. I do. But I'm expecting 2 weeks from now, Membu, if he's there, to be the pick. And don't discount Mason Graham still being an option, too, if he does make it to number 7, which he could. Everyone says Jacksonville is going to take Graham. Are we sure? What if they really like Jalen Walker from Georgia instead? Just a different type of defensive lineman. Crazy things happen in this draft. There's no doubt about that. Comments, questions, super chats. We'll cut the line. Send those in. Quick PSA. 2 weeks from tonight is our first ever ASMANIAC draft party. Many of you have locked in your ticket. Join me, Fireman Ed, and a bunch of ASMANIACs and some of your favorite Jet content creators all in one place. Clinton Hall, New York City, 7 p.m. until the end of the first round. We're going to have a blast watching the draft all together. We'll have giveaways that include a signed Sauce Gardner jersey, Jermaine Johnson jersey, Nick Mangold jersey, Joe Klecko jersey, signed helmet by Garrett Wilson, tickets to Jet home games, 4-pack of tickets to a Yankees game and premium seats. We got a lot we're giving away, and all you need to do is lock in your ticket by clicking the link in the description. You're automatically entered in the raffle that night once you buy your ticket. So click the link, enter your name and your email on the right-hand side, select how many tickets you need, reserve a table if you have a group, and you will be all set for what should be a hell of a night in New York City 2 weeks from tonight. So lock in your ticket if you haven't done so already. Comments, questions, super chats, cut the line, thoughts on the Rapoport report on Ashton Jeanty being a name he brought up as someone in play at pick 7. Chitty Took with a super chat. Word is the Jets have met with defensive ends and edge rushers the most out of any position. Do you see us taking one early, second or third round? I could see it. I wouldn't love it, but I definitely could see it. I think the focus needs to be on offensive players. But there's no doubt the Jets have certainly done a lot of work on the defensive ends. That is just proven when you look at their top 30 visits so far. I mean, to me, the pick at 7, I want it to be offense, but I'd rather it be Mason Graham if you're going to tell me it's going to be Ashton Jeanty. Are you kidding me? No, thank you. No, thank you. Jeanty might be great. It doesn't fit where the Jets are right now. It just doesn't. Before we get to our championship showdown between King Loski and Mr. Bonesy, reminder to those of you out there, this week we have an epic ASMANIAC raffle, our 22nd raffle we've done since December 1st. Signed Super Bowl III Joe Willie Namath helmet, a signed Curtis Martin helmet, and a signed Joe Klecko football. Our top 3 prizes in ASMANIAC raffle number 22. Our theme this week is retired New York Jet numbers. So we got a 73 item from Klecko, a 28 item from Curtis Martin, and a number 12 item from Super Bowl III MVP Joe Namath. To enter the raffle, you gift the channel membership and you're in. If you send in a $20 super chat, you're in for 5. If you send in a $50 super chat, you're in for 10. Comments, questions, super chats, cut the line. All right. I know what everyone's thinking. When is Jake going to open the polls? Well, ladies and gentlemen, the polls are about to open. And before we open up voting for the final time in our Tournament of Champions here, once again, I just want to thank everyone who made it so special. I want to thank the committee again. I want to thank everyone who tuned in daily to vote. Some of you who don't normally get to watch the show live would come in just to cast their vote and then go back and watch the rest later. Everyone on Discord for keeping the conversation fun about the tournament. Everyone in the chat engaging and making this tournament as fun as any of us could have ever hoped for. I want to congratulate again our 4 region champions, King Loski in the Chicken Soup region, Neil in the Hood region, Gary in the Butter region, and Mr. Bonesy in the train region. We could not have done it without everyone who made this tournament so much fun. But we know how this works. Only one can win. Only one can cut down the nets and win the first ever Best of the Best trophy. So, with that said, it is time to hand things over to the voice of ASMANIAC Madness. Here is Jim Nance to get us underway.
It's time for the ASMANIAC Madness Finals. Get ready to cut the net down in this epic contest between King Loski and Mr. Bonesy. The one seeds are out. The OGs crush the competition. From One Punch Brigga to Castro's bike crash. Who the hell knows what's going to happen next? Did Charles just fart again? Better wake up, Beastbreaker. Not since the moon landing has Gary been more excited. Let's get to it.
Vote, 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 baby. A championship matchup is underway. Who's cutting down the nets? That's the question we find out today. Now, before I get to your calls, before I get to super chats and channel memberships, allow me to read something from our committee chair. Our top 10 moments from ASMANIAC Madness. It has been a wild month since we opened up voting, since the brackets came out. I have in front of me a list of the top 10 moments, but there's more than 10. Let me start with the honorable mentions. Top moments from the tournament. Honorable mention number 1, Charles Gorman admitting to his actions in a Whitegate. Honorable mention number 2, We the People becoming the first ever to upset a number 1 seed in tournament history. We knocked off Cheats fan. Honorable mention number 3, Robert C. doing the Ice Bucket Challenge a good decade after it was a thing. Honorable mention number 4, Chef Kevin cooking up some bones and bone marrow in a wise attempt to take down Mr. Bonesy. Honorable mention number 5, the never-ending Rumble, 50 minutes long, featuring JJ, June the GM, Bobby Midnight, Mr. Bonesy, Joe Bonesy, J Quest, Gary, and the big fella. Ladies and gentlemen, now to the top 10. I feel like David Letterman right now. Top 10 moments from ASMANIAC Madness. Number 10, Nate soliciting votes in New York City. Nate knew he was up against a powerhouse in his round of 32 matchup with Peter Castro, and he did everything he possibly could to get the victory. Nate smartly went to his strength by hopping on his bike and cruised the streets of New York, soliciting every possible vote he could. He stopped all ranges of people, young, old, tourists. It didn't matter. He was all in. Probably the most interesting interaction was when Nate took the time to chat up what many believe might have been a lovely lady of the night to solicit her support. When her vote turned out to cost $50, Nate had no interest whatsoever and continued his trek, proving that there are, in fact, some limits to what ASMANIACs will do for votes. Ladies and gentlemen, number 9 in your top 10 ASMANIAC Madness moments. Bobby's male stripper dance. Bobby Midnight, after punching his ticket to the round of 32, likely knew he was in some serious trouble against his upcoming opponent, J Quest, and decided to start pulling out all the stops. Bobby opted to go the male stripper route and put on a show that can only be described as legendary, featuring booby squeezing, motorboating, air guitar playing, ass shaking and jiggling, and finally some world-class ass spanking to close it out. A completely shocked guest, Jets beat reporter Nick Faria, was left speechless and had a front row seat to this epic and yet oddly erotic striptease show from a tournament number 1 seed. While it didn't help Bobby in the end, it was a home run swing that many would agree was worth taking. Ladies and gentlemen, moment number 8 in our top 10 moments from ASMANIAC Madness. Gary and Dave Brigga's moon debate. For years, there have been ASMANIACs going toe-to-toe debating certain points of view on the show. But the moon landing debate between Gary and Brigga took it to an all-time level. Gary was exposed as not believing in achievement, but it didn't hurt him in rampaging his way to the Final Four. It was a passionate, powerful, heated, rage-inducing debate that went back and forth between two titans in the community on if, in fact, American astronauts did land on the moon. Some have questioned Gary's patriotism in denying one of America's greatest achievements, and some wish he would be sent to the moon. But one thing for sure is this debate won't be settled anytime soon. Ladies and gentlemen, ASMANIAC Madness, top moment number 7. Charles and the diner couple. On a beautiful sunny Saturday afternoon, ASMANIACs were treated to one of the wildest roller coaster calls from the number 1 overall seed, Charles Gorman. After Charles interrupted a random couple dining out for lunch, it set into motion a series of events you had to see to believe. Charles and his brother, Steady Eddie, had the pleasure of having their very expensive lunch comped by Jake, and then a call later from the couple that had their lunch interrupted, asking for theirs to be covered as well. It set off a firestorm of controversy in the chat. New caller Dixon Hall called in and debated Gary, JJ, and Jake and others. Then eventually the couple called in to debate whether their lunch should be covered by Jake. In the end, Jake's wallet was a little lighter, but the content and the legendary story created was top-notch. Ladies and gentlemen, moment number 6 in our top 10 moments from ASMANIAC Madness. The all-Aussie matchup. When the brackets were first unveiled to millions of ASMANIACs across the world, people circled their calendars knowing it was destined to be a classic. And man, it did not disappoint. During the matchup, the lead switched hands constantly, rarely ever getting outside a 52% advantage for either Sarah or Craig. There was simping, there was campaigning, there was drama, there were threats of job termination. But in the end, Craig overcame one of the toughest 11 seeds in this tournament. For those that were disappointed that Sarah took the loss, they could take some solace in the fact she was promised a promotion at work if she didn't win. So in the end, it really was a win-win for the Aussies. Ladies and gentlemen, we have reached the top 5 in our top 10 moments from our first ever ASMANIAC Madness tournament. Dave Brigga versus the Beast Breaker. The biggest upset the tournament featured was an epic first-round matchup between two ASMANIACs that had a deep hatred for one another. 810 votes later, the number 15 seed Dave Brigga's new one-punch persona was born, and the number 2 seed Beast was left in shambles in his attic, unable to find the energy to call in for days. There were accusations of ballot stuffing during the heated battle, but in the end, Dave Brigga took his place as a true legend in the community. In a shocking turn of events, Beastbreaker ended up dropping his hatred for Brigga and ended up throwing his full support behind him the rest of the tournament. Not even Hollywood could have come up with an epic saga and storyline such as this. Ladies and gentlemen, moment number 4 in our top 10 moments from ASMANIAC Madness. Peter Castro riding a bike in a monsoon. The godfather of the ASMANIACs proved he was willing to do anything it took to overcome an incredible competitor in Nate Nate in their heavyweight matchup. Nate pushed hard, riding through the streets of New York, caravassing aggressively and getting votes cast. Not to be one-upped, Peter Castro dusted off his bicycle and pushed out into a Florida monsoon and collected votes himself, even flexing his credentials as the president of his homeowners association. 683 votes later, Peter Castro prevailed and helped cement his legendary status. Ladies and gentlemen, we have reached the top 3 of our best moments from ASMANIAC Madness. Number 3, Johnny Boy versus Jason in Jerusalem. Just the second matchup in tournament history featured one of the closest contests we've ever seen. Johnny Boy took the dangerous route of campaigning political style, building up a team to openly campaign for their candidate, and it almost backfired spectacularly. Johnny did set the precedent for other tournament members to create campaign-style videos. Hard to know if it helped or hurt him. In the end, one vote made the difference, and Johnny Boy squeaked out a razor-thin victory and made it crystal clear from that point on that every vote matters in ASMANIAC Madness. Ladies and gentlemen, our number 2 moment. Charles Gorman's catfishing incident. A moment in time that everyone who watched will not soon forget. Community favorite and tournament overall number 1 seed, Charles found himself caught up in a terrible catfishing scam that saw him in real time realize the severity of what had happened to him. This, however, is where the ASMANIAC community showed its true colors and flexed its muscle in support of one of their own. Purple Belt Mike and Nick Shine jumped into action, working behind the scenes to help undo the damage of what had been done and to help Charles's family understand what had happened. Led by the big fella and his incredible donation of $200 during the live show to help Charles replace his lost money, the community raised enough to replace everything Charles had lost and more. A true testament to the power and compassion this incredible community has to help their own. Ladies and gentlemen, our number 1 moment from our first ever ASMANIAC Madness tournament. It is Dave Briga versus Mike D's Nuts overtime. Hands down the most exciting finish to any matchup in ASMANIAC Madness. After 782 votes were cast, these two titans were deadlocked 50-50 after regulation time, and overtime was needed for the first time ever. The matchup went back and forth. Lead changes were constant, and finally, after an incredible 3-minute overtime, Dave one-punch Briga needed a second punch to knock out Mike D's Nuts to take the victory, securing his ticket to the Sweet 16 as the tournament's true Cinderella story. We may never have another overtime match again in the tournament going forward, but one thing's for sure, this battle truly lived up to the hype and became an all-time classic. Ladies and gentlemen, give it up to Boomtown and the committee, your top 10 moments from our first ever ASMANIAC Madness. Tremendous job by Boom writing all that, committee putting the moments together. What a job, man. Wow, that was fun to read. Ladies and gentlemen, our first scoreboard update of the showdown. Let's take a look. We're underway. Voting is live in the poll. Vote and you determine who's moving on to immortality, baby. ASMANIAC Madness champ. And it is deadlocked. Are you kidding me? 50-50. Now, this is a championship fight. Wow. I purposely went out of my way to not look the entire time since the poll's been open when I was reading the top 10. And we are deadlocked 50-50 in ASMANIAC Madness in our championship showdown. Are you kidding me?
King Loski, Mr. Bonesy, the ASMANIAC Madness Championship.
Amazing. We will hear from both King Loski and Mr. Bonesy shortly. But first, Dominic is in our ASMANIAC raffle for 1. Thank you, Dominic. Your support is tremendous. We'll get you down. Peg McGuire / Artie Kaiser. Peg and Artie are channel members. They're in the raffle for 1. Thank you. The super chats and the memberships are incredible. The support's the best from you guys. Sushi Dave just gifted a channel membership. So Sushi Jabe now is in our ASMANIAC raffle. Love seeing that. If you want to gift the membership, it goes a long way towards not only supporting the channel, but making sure that everyone out there gets a free super chat a month, shows released early, emoji access, and a whole lot more. Unreal. I cannot believe we are 50-50 right now. Here's what we need to do. We need to hear from both candidates. A lot of people probably waiting and waiting and waiting to cast their vote. People want to know, who should I vote for? Well, there's only one way to try and figure this out. Ladies and gentlemen, let's bring both of these astute ASMANIAC gentlemen on together.
Ladies and gentlemen, tonight, Mr. Bonesy versus King Loski for the heavyweight championship of the world. Let's get ready to rumble!
Ridiculous.
Let's go, baby! It's the championship! Let's do it! Me and Mr. Bonesy, baby! Vote G5 jersey feeling real good. How you feeling, Bones?
Feeling great, King. Feeling great, man. It's a battle like we predicted. It's 50-50, and I'm ducking. You're ducking. We're out here. How's my sound, Jake? I need a sound check. I'm in the closet.
You're
not
you're
getting out the
good.
closet. You know what I'm saying?
Let her rip, Bones. Let her rip. We hear you.
All right. See, so they're right. When I'm in my shoebox, as they call it, you guys can actually hear me. So this is a start. I got some customers in the store. Joe Bonesy holding it down for Mr. Bonesy. I appreciate getting this far. I'm going. These are two OGs, man. I'm just gonna come at it like I've been for the last 3 years, giving you guys my Jets takes and just being genuine. This is what it's all about. I'm a faithful guy. You guys know how I roll, and I'm glad to make it this far. I'm honored to be against the King. Loski with the crown. You know how it is. I made raps about this man. I wish I could get my jet ski. I might have to switch something up, man. King, you looking real nice in that green. Hold on a second.
Baby. I thought you had it under the shirt, Bones. I thought you always got something on. You feel me?
How about a little
sir.
Jets tie? I'm gonna have to put my Jets tie on. Here we go. That's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna have to put on my Jets tie on screen, baby. You guys are gonna watch me.
Sir. Let's do it, baby. This is what I've been waiting for. This is what we all deserve, baby. A tight race, a tight championship, baby. As maniacs that been here from the start, that been here from the beginning. Okay? At the end of the day, baby, these are two OGs, baby. We've been rocking with Jake since the beginning. All right? It ain't all about just the Asmaniacs. It ain't all about just the Jets. It's all a collective. It's all a collective. You gotta be an Asmaniac. You gotta be a diehard Jet fan, and you gotta know what this damn team is about. Okay? You can't be sugarfooting, straddling it in the fence like Alice sucker duck ass be doing. Okay? Oh, I'm a Lions fan this week. Oh, I'm a Charger fan this week. No, we Jets, Jets, all the way. Two OGs that's really going at it, baby. I love every minute of it. Let's go.
That's right, man. King is preaching. We've been all here together for 3 years. Even the Asmaniacs family supporting us, man. This has been great. All the content. This is a dead time for us in between draft and free agency. And there's been nothing better than, feeling the support, feeling the love. I mean, King, I really wish you could make that party. That's one thing that sucks about this, that if you do win, we're not going to be able to celebrate together. But how about this? If you do end up beating me, you gotta slip me that free ticket, because free ticket comes with the winner, man. You're gonna have to slip me that free ticket, brother.
I am, and it's a done deal, Bones. You got it, my brother, for sure.
Hell yeah, we're gonna be missing you, but man, that's the next excitement. This has been keeping us going. This Asmaniacs tournament has been fantastic, but the draft party is where it's at. And if you haven't bought your ticket yet for this draft party, I don't know what you're doing, because they're selling out. And I don't know, besides a few people who don't come to New York, I don't know any OGs not coming to this thing. This is going to be, it's going to be crazy. And we're going to be calling in from there.
It's going to be epic because, as y'all all seen, every party Jake throws, man, the environment is just epic because of the people there. Okay? It's never no bad vibes. It's never no bad energy. It's nothing but good vibes. And every video I seen, every party I seen, it's nothing but hugs and love in there. And it's all about the Jets at the end of the day, baby. We all rooting for one cause, to see the Jets win a damn championship, baby.
That's right. And just to get on some little bit Jets talk, while we're here, King, how do you feel about Breece Hall? Because, all this talk about us trading him, I just don't see why we would do that when next year, say for instance, he balls out, right? Breece Hall balls out this year. We could franchise tag him if we have to. The running back, money ain't that bad. And then on the flip side, if he doesn't ball out and he signs somewhere else, we get the comp pick. So I know people are saying like we should trade him and get some value while we can, but I just feel like he's such a dynamic receiver. And yes, sometimes you don't lower his head and get in there, and like do the dirty work like on short down yardage. But let's see. I know, and Glenn had the little touches of him saying that the 3 running backs, he doesn't know where he's going to go with it. But I just feel like you don't let a talented guy like that would have won Rookie of the Year if he didn't get hurt go just for peanuts. Like, you're not getting a second pick for him. So I feel like I'd rather wait for the comp pick.
And what you got to realize is it's going to be for peanuts. You have to realize what you're going to get back for Breece Hall is going to be peanuts, okay? Because of the year he had last year. They're not going to look at the 1,600 yards he had from scrimmage the year before. They're not going to look at that. They're going to look at last year. And what we need to realize, people, I wrote in the chat before I got in here, counterproductive bullshit. Okay? It's counterproductive to get a damn running back in the draft. It's counterproductive, people. Okay? At the end of the day, we have a solidified running back room. 3 guys, Isaiah Davis and Braylon Allen, them boys are dogs. They just need opportunity. Something our coaching staff hasn't done before. Let's be real about it. Okay? They need opportunity. We need to, like we've been saying all last season, we need to get in the trenches and we need to run that damn ball. Okay? That's what we need to do. At the end of the day, like I told y'all, and y'all can say Justin Fields this and all of that. I told y'all from the beginning and I stand by it. He's a game manager can run. That's what he is. Okay? And at the end of the day, that's what we're gonna have to come to grips with. That's what he is. And we're gonna have to run that damn ball. And we're gonna have to run a lot of the Ravens offense what they was doing. Okay? That's what we're gonna have to do.
And on the flip side, if you think about what our offense is going to be about, Justin Fields is coming. We're going to be having a lot of option reads going, and you know that running backs kill it in that system. And if you think for 1 second that Breece Hall isn't good, like Breece Hall, his only real issue is he's always looking for the home run, but he can hit home runs. And in that type of offense, Justin Fields' best threat is his legs. So you know Breece Hall is going to eat this year. And hey, if he does eat and we have a good year, then we're all going to be happy with that. But I can't see us trading Breece Hall unless you're not getting a first round pick. You're not getting a second round pick. There's no reason why, unless the coaching staff is really that big on Genty and they're just not sold on Breece Hall. I'd start questioning them already because I just feel like you don't want to get rid of talent and make holes. We have enough holes that we need to fill in this draft. We need to hit on this draft. This is a big draft to hit on, especially with the Lazard news today. You know our wide receiver room's a little weak if they're pretending like Lazard could stay. What does Lazard do well besides block? He's got stone hands. Me and Loski have better hands than Lazard. So.
For real, call him amazing. Nothing but bricks.
I love it. Gentlemen, I want to thank, on behalf of thousands of people who are going to watch this, everyone who's voting. You two embody everything the show is about with the callers and the community aspect of it, and you guys have been here from the beginning. So we couldn't get a better championship matchup. The fact that it is 51-49, 50-50 right now, teetering.
Crazy.
Unreal. I just want to thank both of you. You're both the winners in my book. And, man, thanks for making this so much fun for everyone.
We want to thank you, Jake. We want to thank you, man, because
for sure.
You're doing this. Gator's a big part of this. The committee, the people voting, all of us involved. Love from us, for everybody, man. We love you guys. It's family. It's family, baby. It's family.
Love it. Love it. You know what, though? You know what I got to ask Loski to do? We can't end a Loski call here without the packed Loski Jet Chat.
I just give opportunity to talk, baby.
Who's gonna be the best of the bunch?
Give it up to our two champions. That's right. King Loski and Mr. Bonesy. Loski, of course, champion of the chicken soup region, winner of the left side of the bracket. Bonesy, a champion of the train region, and the winner of the right side of our bracket. Unbelievable. Vote, vote, vote. Your vote determines who wins. And, oh man, with as tight as it is right now, both these guys could use your vote. 52-48. Bonesy with a slight lead. 423 votes have been cast. Mike D's Nuts with a super chat. So honored to be part of ASMANIAC history. Let's go, Bonesy. D's Nuts endorsing Bones. And Mike D's Nuts also just gifted 5 channel memberships. Thank you, Mike.
Hey, thank you, Mike D's Nuts, for another gifted membership.
Gray Kaufman, Simon Adams, Bryant, Jart107, and the Poke Dude all receiving a channel membership there from the Mike D's Nuts. Let's get a ton of memberships for channel people out there. Everyone can become a member today on the final of ASMANIAC Madness. David is in the raffle for 1. Thank you, David. He'll be at our draft party. And how about this? Peg and Artie, who are flying in from Orlando to be at the draft party, they just gifted 5 channel memberships for the people.
Money, 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 money.
5 memberships. Here we go. If you hear your name, you thank Peg and Artie, Jurjat Sai, Mike, Who Have They Played, Middle Gator, all receiving a membership, plus Mike, Abe M, 2 more channel members as well. Keep it coming with the memberships. Appreciate everyone for their support. Dick Chimney's Burner checks in. We all won the madness because the ASMANIACs gave us something to root for without football games. That's awesome. Dominic checks in. Bonesy giving them Al Bundy shoe salesman vibes. Hell yeah. Darth Crypto, the passion is unmatched, and he did it with no call-on gimmicks, no girls calling in. Vote King Loski. Crypto endorsing our king. Unreal. Ladies and gentlemen, we have not heard from this guy in quite some time. Some wondered if he even knew that he was competing in the Sweet 16, if he even knew he was in the Elite 8 of our tournament. Ladies and gentlemen, the 1 seed inside the train region is on the line, and we say hello to the lane train right now.
Hi, how are you? Bruce Hall. That's good. How are you?
Hey, Lane, how are you?
Long time no hear.
Yeah, long time no here is right.
Well, yeah, I mean, I'm working on my the reason why I haven't called in is because I had a little injury to my face, and I put the Band-Aid on, and looks like it's healing.
You look good, Lane. I'm glad you're doing
Oh,
okay.
look, I'm doing the Mikey thing. Can you hear me?
Yeah, we hear you, Lane. Put those hands up if you're doing the Mikey thing.
So I want to talk about. Fortunately, I'm not going to be there, but who? Like, I mean, I heard that they want to trade Bryce off. I don't know if they're going to trade him. Do you think?
What about Bruce Hall?
Do you see them trading Bruce Hall, or does he stay?
I think he stays. I do wonder if they consider trading Brees Hall, though.
Yeah. I
Now,
mean,
Lane, let me ask you this.
Yeah.
Were you aware that you were in the Elite 8, that Mr. Bonesy and you went head-to-head?
yeah, I got beat, though, fortunately. Yeah. Look how many X's there are now. So Kyle Clifton, these are the ones that probably won. Now, who am I going to be in the 3rd round then?
Well, there is no 3rd round, Lane. It's over. You're done. You've been eliminated.
Mhm.
We're down to 2. Who do you like in the championship? It's going on right now.
Who
You going
do I
Bonesy?
want to win?
Yeah, who you voting for?
Mr. Bonesy to win?
You going with Mr. Bonesy over King Loski?
It's going to be hard, though, because they're so good, though. Like, on this side, the chicken soup one, it's all done. Look,
Everything is done.
Except a few of them. Dave Berger's not done yet.
He's done. Brig is gone. There's only 2 people left, Lane. We're in the championship right now. It is King Loski and Mr. Bonesy, and whoever wins today wins the tournament.
Yeah. I'm just surprised that Mimosa's not in. Maybe because it's her first. Why is that? She didn't win, or she does.
She didn't start calling until after the brackets came out.
Hopefully Carlos will be in maybe soon.
She hasn't called in months. She's not in. You got to call the show. You got to be a regular like you are to be in the tournament.
So who do the Jets take in the 7th round? Do they take them?
7th round.
I think they'll probably get Taylor Jacobson.
Taylor Jacobson?
Yeah.
What position?
No, I mean Taylor Johnson, rather.
Who's Taylor Johnson?
He's on QB.
Taylor Johnson's a QB?
Yeah.
Look, if the Jets take him in the 7th round, and I'd be okay with that.
But I mean, honestly, I don't know who they get. I mean, I know that the Giants made another trade. I heard.
Who they trade for?
Somebody out of college.
Okay.
I know that the Jets, like, with their chances of picking up, was it either Knoble or somebody else?
Knoble? I thought he got into the car accident last year.
Yeah, I know he survived, but I don't know where he's going though to.
I heard he's coming over for dinner tonight.
I know. Did you hear about the passing of the Mets pitcher? That's terrible.
Yeah.
Go tell.
Hey Lane, what are your thoughts on ASMANIAC Madness overall? Were you honored by the fact that the committee thought you were deserving of being a 1 seed?
Yeah. I mean, I think that I was going to be a 1 seed, but it didn't. I guess I didn't get the most votes, probably.
David wants to know if you think the Jets should trade up to take Dixon Hall.
Honestly, if you sign him, it's going to be a lot of money. Or if the Giants sign him, it's probably going to be a lot of money. But I don't know where he's going to end up. Because the
We'll find out 2 weeks from today. Yeah, Lane, I want you to know if you somehow are free and you want to come to the draft party, open invite, all right?
I mean, I don't know. I wanted to, but I can never convince anybody for me to go.
Well,
because I'm always busy and stuff.
Your mom has my info, so if she wants to go, or you and your dad want to go, let me know. All right, we'll put 2 tickets to the side for you.
Yeah.
All right, Lane. Well, you have a great day. All right. Always good to hear from you.
Okay. Hi. Sorry, everybody. See you next call when we talk about sports again.
Incredible. The Lane train, everybody. I'm glad we got Lane on the final day of this tournament. That Lane had no idea he was even still in or was happening. Aaron wants to know what day was the Gorman Catfish episode. I don't know off the top of my head. Maybe Boom or someone on the committee could look that up. Bo checks in Taylor Swift in the 7th round. Any Swifties in the house? Yeah. Gary King wanted to know what college Taylor Johnson is from. College. I mean, that's what Lane would have told you. Weed the People is on the line. Hello, Weed.
What's up, Jake?
Hey,
how you doing today?
Good. How are you?
God, just bought my ticket for the draft party.
Let's go. Weed in the house.
It's gonna be bonkers, man. It's gonna be bonkers. If you don't have a ticket, get a ticket.
It's well said. We're running out of tickets, so good job locking yours in, Weed. I thought I was gonna have to try and sneak you through the back door to avoid the fire hazard.
I was looking up the schematics for the place, see if I could sneak in through an air vent or something, but I made it.
I'm glad you're coming, Weed. It's gonna be wild.
It's gonna be fun, man. Lane is the funniest person I've ever seen in my life.
The best.
Jake.
Almost as funny as you with JJ spider legs.
Those are Those are his actual legs too, just so you know. His
So funny.
actual little legs that he fucking screws around on.
What's up with his legs, Weed? What do you think's happening there?
I think he was one of the astronauts that were stuck in the space station for over a year, so he has muscular dystrophy or whatever it is. So his legs are like this big because he has no muscular. Yeah.
Do you have the original picture of his legs handy?
Handy? No, I can get it though.
All right, you call back with it. All right, I want people to see that missed it. Understand why that meme behind you is very funny.
I got you.
All right, We the People checking in. From We the People to Big Cho. Hey, Big Cho.
What's up, Jake?
Cho, what's going on?
Nothing, just chilling. Got done doing a little door dashing, making some side money, representing the Jets with my 41 jersey.
Love it, Big Cho.
Who's 41?
Who's 41 on the Jets?
Yeah.
It used to be Buster Screen. I'm trying to remember who also was 41 in their history.
Keep going. Go back.
How far back?
Super Bowl.
Oh.
He was the only one that scored a touchdown.
Matt Snell was 41?
Bingo.
Okay. Love it.
Got my Matt Snell jersey on.
Love it.
Oh, yeah. I might wear my name of jersey tomorrow.
You should wear it.
Yeah, I'm gonna wear it tomorrow.
I got my name with ring right here. You should enter the raffle, Big Cho. We're giving away a signed Super Bowl III helmet. Get the membership to get in there.
Yeah, I will. When is your raffle?
Probably we'll do it on Monday.
Okay.
Monday morning, most likely.
So how are you? How's things going?
Things are good, Big Cho. Who did you vote for?
I voted for Mr. Bonesy.
Bonesy over King Loski. How come?
It was kind of a toss-up, but I just wasn't. Sometimes I'm not into all that yelling that Loski does.
I see.
I'm just not a fan. I mean, I like him in general, but if I had to pick between the two, the other guy's more low-key and all that screaming. I got a headache, and I just didn't want to hear all that screaming.
Do you ever scream when you coach?
Yeah, I don't really scream that much anymore, but back when I coached in high school, I used to rant and rave quite a bit.
What does Big Cho sound like when you're ranting and raving?
Well, you'd have to go back 30 years, probably 25 years.
Give us a sample. Give us like a quick, you're getting on a player.
I don't even know if I can do it anymore.
What would you say? Be like, hey, bad job on this drill. Do it again. Like, what would you say?
I would probably back in the day drop several F-bombs.
Really?
Yeah.
I heard you were a lot like Herb Brooks back in the day. You would line up the kids on the court instead of the ice, and you'd make them do suicides again. And you would just say, again. And you would just do that for hours.
We'd run suicides, double suicides, and sweet 16s.
What's a sweet 16?
Run the other way on the court, not baseline to baseline, but sideline to sideline. You got to run it up is 1, back is 2. You got to do it 16 times in a minute. Sweet 16. Yeah, it's a motherfucker.
Wow. You ever throw chairs like your Bobby Knight?
No, but I've been known to bust ball racks.
Really?
Yeah, you know those ball racks that you wheel out? I've rattled some of them and picked them up and slammed them. They had to get the big crates that they have in volleyball where they put all the balls in them and they push it out.
Sure.
It's one big like bucket. Well, that's what they had.
Big Cho, do you have anything around you that you could smash to give us a sample on what it looks like?
No, man, I can't smash anything at the crib.
No.
No, can't
I
do
see.
that. No, I can't do. You're an instigator, man.
No, I'm just asking the questions that people want to know.
Oh, okay. So you're not instigating.
No, I'm inquiring.
Oh, okay. No, I'm not like that anymore, man. I'm real mellow. I'm not like that.
When you would smash things, would you say "Cho smash"?
Nah. I'd probably say. I'd probably do. Did you ever see Training Day
with Denzel?
Yeah, I'd probably do at the end of his last scene. I'd probably do one of those. You motherfuckers!
Ladies and gentlemen, Big Cho.
Who's gonna be the best of the bunch? You get to pick the ones who make the show walk.
Give it up to Coach Cho, baby. Wow. Wow. Ladies and gentlemen, Mimosa with a 50 spot. Are you kidding me? Wow. Boom. Thanks to Jake and the committee for ASMANIAC Madness and all the entertainment it's brought us. Tough final, both great callers, but I went with Mr. Bonesy for the win. Bonesy getting support from Mimosa. Mimosa in the raffle for 10. Mimosa, you're the best. Thank you very much. Liam with a super chat. So hyped to see you all at the draft party. Liam, can't wait, man. Glad you locked in your ticket. I think I saw your name on the list. Rat Diddy in the raffle for 5. Had to hop in away from the conference I'm at. Hard to pick one of these men. Both so important to the ASMANIAC family. Man, Rat Diddy, you are the man. Appreciate you as always. Darth Crypto in the ASMANIAC raffle for 5. Let's freaking go. Yeah,
here we come, baby. Here we come. Here come the Jets, baby.
If you hear your name called, you thank one man, and that man is Darth Crypto. K-Jack 11683. Alan smells a monkey's derriere. Anthony Strano. Rayhan C. Mutaballs. Kakalaka. All receiving a channel membership. Love to see it. Congrats to everyone who just got a membership there. Quick reminder, this show is available in podcast form on both Apple or Spotify. Just search Jake Asman Show. It comes right up. And leave a 5-star review. Let's check in once again with Mr. Weed. Weed, there it is. Look at those JJ legs. Look at it.
Look at that leg.
Legs ever.
He voluntarily called in and showed his legs.
Love it. Love it.
Jake, I can't wait to the draft party. It's going to be good. Also, look at that. Look at that. What are they? Are they chopsticks? Are they pixie sticks? Tune in next week to find out.
Ladies and gentlemen, Weed the people. Great job, Weed. Folks, what we have on the line right now is very unique. We don't typically see this guy out of the lair. Ladies and gentlemen, it is time to say hello to none other than the Beast.
Beast Breaker 666. He's the man who would kick your ass, and then he's gabagoo.
For the bus, and I'm feeling very tired. I get some. Let me hit you back when I get in the studios. I'm on the road right now.
What's your ETA to the attic, Beast?
About 15, 20 minutes. I already got some stuff in the suburbs, and I got a fresh pizza here. So I'm about to kick it up a bit. So let me hit you back, Jack. I'll hit you up. Give me about 25. Holla.
Would you silence, or should I do one of these?
Beast, thank you very much. Check back in with you in a bit. Australian Jet fan is on the line. Hello, Australian Jet fan.
Hey Jake, how's it going?
Who you got?
Yeah, so I voted for Loski today.
Went with the King, baby. How come?
Yes, I did. Well, I just thought that Loski hasn't really done anything for me to vote against him. You know, not that I have anything against Mr. Bonesy, but he was glazing Joe Douglas and Loski wasn't.
So Joe Douglas glazing was the deciding factor for you.
Yeah, I understand what he tries to say about Joe Douglas. It's just the whole Joe Douglas #1 fan thing. I think went a bit too far. I don't know. I get defending that he wasn't the worst GM. Like he could have been worse. He obviously wasn't good enough. But number one fan's a bit too far. I wouldn't want to be the #1 fan of Joe Douglas, and I don't think a #1 Joe Douglas fan can win this tournament.
Strong take, but you know what? It is your right to have it. Good stuff, Australian Jet fan. Love that. All right, continuing with your calls here. PBM is up next. Mike, who'd you vote for?
So I'm in a predicament. So I was originally gonna vote for Loski, and the reason why is because Loski, he not only goes on this show, he goes on Jets Media, and he destroys TD. I mean, he goes in. I love that. And people don't know he's a Dolphins fan. He just crushes him. The thing is, I told Bonesy I'd buy a pair of shoes from him. I didn't know those shoes were $900. I thought the shoes were like $300. You know, like a nice pair of shoes.
You get the discount though. There's the ASMANIAC discount. You gotta just go and through the right channels with Mr. Bones.
All right, so I ain't paying no $900 for shoes. But you know, so I will say, because Loski goes all out, you know, I voted for Loski. I'm gonna vote for Loski. I haven't voted yet, but
Bonesy says it's 50% off for you, Mike.
50% off. That's still $450.
Yeah, but you were gonna pay $300, so for an extra $150, you're getting the best shoes a man can wear.
All right, fuck it.
I'm not telling you who to vote for. You vote for whoever you want to vote
Yeah.
for. I'm just trying to make the case that Alden shoes are tremendous shoes as a proud Alden shoe owner here.
Yeah, I'm sure they're great shoes. I just, you know, I guess that's why Bonesy lives in a nice house, selling shoes for $900.
he's Al Bundy, baby.
Yeah, I love it. But yep, that's what I got. Two great guys though, man. Whoever wins deserves it, and they're the top two for a reason. You guys are awesome. I love both of you guys.
Ladies and gentlemen, PBM checking in with his take on the matchup. Let's get more people's perspective on things. Ladies and gentlemen, we're still taking your channel memberships. We're still taking your super chats. If you want to talk Jets, I played the Ian Rapoport cut talking about the Jets options at 7, mentioning Genty being in play. If you want my thoughts on that, check it out. Right now, though, let's check in with another #1 seed. We've heard from the Lane Train. Now we hear from the #1 overall seed in our first ever ASMANIAC Madness tournament.
You'll never get my chicken soup recipe. I'm not saying that Loski takes steroids. I need some of it. Hey, Charles! Who is that lovely lady? Send it this way, Charles!
Hey, Jake, how are you, buddy?
Hey, Charles, you look good.
Thank you. I'm on my way to a friend of mine's art gallery in Mason Groves Art Center. I'm with his mom. She says hi.
Hello.
Hello.
Everything's going good, Jake. I can't wait for the draft party in a couple weeks. You purchased my ticket, right? Or you want me to purchase it myself?
I have it reserved for you, Charles. All right. I'm just,
Thank
you know what? I'll probably send you a link where you could get it just so you have it. But you're coming with Nick, so don't worry about it. I'll take care of it. You're fine.
Thank you, man. As for the tournament, I'm still deciding on who to vote for. It's kind of between a rock and a hard place right now. I like King Loski, but the thing that bothers me about it is that he speaks too loud almost all the damn time. And lately, he's been pestering me about food. Look, I get it. Every time I come on the show, I usually talk after dinner and so forth. It's not my fault. I love to eat, but with that being said, hopefully, when I get my stuff straight now, I could probably send him some food when I get the chance. As for Bonesy, he's a great guy. He's been good to me for a very long time. I'm very happy that his wife showed support for him yesterday. I'm glad he made it to the final two. honest with you, if there was a few other people that I felt that could truly win this tournament, one of them was Mr. Bonesy.
So you're giving your endorsement to Bonesy, but what if King Loski personally calls in and he says he's going to talk quiet to you, he'll whisper sweet nothings in your ear? Would that change your opinion?
No.
Really?
I don't do sweet talk. I don't
So
play the game.
So there's nothing he could say to you that could earn the coveted Charles Gorman vote.
He has earned my respect. Is that good enough? I guess not, I suppose.
Well, he wants your vote.
Man,
He wants your mother's chicken soup recipe, your mother's tuna, and he also wants your vote.
well, my mother doesn't make the tuna. She gets the tuna from the store.
Interesting.
My mother does not make tuna fish, no. She either gets chicken of the sea or star-kissed.
You know, it's interesting because a good point was made by Michael in the chat, Charles. Loski's in your theme song, and that's still not good enough for you to vote for him.
So what? It's one of the themes. There's another theme where I pass gas and an explosion happens in the background. There's another thing where I think Gator needs to adjust the other where they think I talk about superheroes. She said I only talk about Spider-Man. I talk about superheroes in general. And you know, I still talk about hot women on my channel, but that's another story. I don't want to be disrespectful to the ladies.
I'm going to play it, and then I want you to tell me what's inaccurate about it so we can hopefully rectify it, okay?
Hi, I'm Charles, and I'm going to talk about Spider-Man and movies and sports and video games and maybe hot chicks.
What's inaccurate
I don't
there?
just talk about Spider-Man. I talk about superheroes in general.
Okay,
That's somewhat inaccurate.
Okay, so superhero in general and anything else?
Superheroes in general with an ES at the end.
Okay. Now, Charles, I got quite the surprise for you right now.
It's King Loski, isn't it?
The only
Just
thing
tell
that can
me it's
make this
King
night
Lo-
better is some Charles Gorman Mother's Chicken Soup. Hello, Charles.
Hey, Charles, I need some more of that chicken soup.
It's Lenten season for us Christians/Catholics, so.
I need some of it, Charles.
And I'm sorry I didn't have any chicken soup today.
You sitting up there eating enchiladas.
I had a calzone for dinner.
I need it, Charles.
It was delicious.
Where is the recipes, Charles?
Anyways,
I need some of your mama's chicken soup.
I love to eat, so what can I say?
Yes.
I love this show, man. We got the best callers. We really...
Hey, Charles, let me explain something to you, and I'm going to ask you a question, Charles Gorman, okay? Because I never whisper no sweet nothings to your loose booty having self, okay? Let me ask you a question, Charles. Are you going, Charles, Charles, let me ask you a question, Charles Gorman, huh? Let me ask you a question. Are you going to get something to eat right now, Charles Gorman?
No, I'm not. I'm going to I'm going to an art gallery. There's a reception there. My friend Preston, my friend Preston is an art major. He's gonna be graduating in May, right? In May, and he's one of my closest friends. He's a good guy. He really is. He has a similar interest to me. As a matter of fact, he's very obsessed with Transformers. Almost every time we go out to buy something, he wants to buy a freaking Transformer figure, and I break his chops about it. But
all right,
he's a very good
all right, Charles Gorman. Shout out to Dog. Let me ask you a question. After your little art gallery rendezvous, are you going to get something to eat, Charles Gorman? You're licking your lips, Charles Gorman. I know you're going to get something to eat. Don't lie to me, Charles Gorman. You're going to get something to doggone eat. You're always eating, Charles Gorman. I need your mama's tuna. I need your mama's chicken soup. I need it right now, Charles. You playing around. Charles, I've been asking you for about 2-3 damn years, Charles. Where's your mama's chicken soup? I need your mama's tuna right now, Charles. Always eating. All of that enchiladas, all of the chicken and pasta. Charles Gorman, you eat good biscuits in the morning. I know you do, Charles. I know you eat good biscuits in the morning. Good oatmeal, Charles. Yeah, Charles. You're sitting up there eating bagels at a diner. I already know you're already going to get something to eat, Charles Gorman. I need your mama's tuna chicken bake.
Look what you're doing. You're making her laugh. You're making her die of a heart attack.
Shout out to Bristol. I love you. I love you, baby.
King Loski, Mr. Bonesy, the ASMANIAC Madness Championship.
All right, so let me ask Charles: Did that help? Did that help Loski get a vote from you? That passion he displayed there.
He's always passionate. That's one thing I always respected about him. He's a passionate guy. He keeps it real. But then again, so does Mr. Bonesy. Look, they're both good guys. But if there was one guy, look, you're gonna be certain people you're gonna develop closer bonds with than other people. And I felt closer with Mr. Bonesy. He's been good to me. He supported me, especially when I got catfished, which sucked, I know. It was one of the lowest points of my life. Mr. Bonesy's a good guy. I'm glad his wife is supporting him. I'm glad his kids are supporting him. I'm glad his dog is supporting him. He's a good family man, Mr. Bonesy. He really is. I know he's a shoe salesman, right? And he's not quite Al Bundy, but he's a shoe salesman. I know him and Neil about a year or two ago had a shoe sales competition, and Neil won ferociously. But I know I called, remember you called into his place. I actually found the number on Google. I called the place and I talked to him, and he was very good about it. So, don't worry. If Loski wins, I'll probably give him two cans of tuna fish, either Starkist or chicken of the sea.
Very nice of you, Charles. Well, I'll tell you what, appreciate you calling in. You were a major part of this tournament. I don't know if you caught the top 10 list at the beginning, but you were a part of it there.
I saw it, Jake. It was on hold. The Whitegate incident where I was number 2, cash that. But the good news is she's been taken care of. Excuse my language. I feel good right now, Jake. I feel good. I can't wait for the draft party in 2 weeks. Can't wait to meet a lot of you in person. Peg had already told me in the chat that they can't wait to shake my hand. I can't wait to shake theirs too. I can't wait to meet a lot of them in person. I think we're going to have a great time. I can't wait to meet Fireman Ed. And Ed is he's a super fan of the New York Jets. He's a firefighter too. Or retired fireman.
You'll never get my chicken soup recipe. I'm not saying that Loski takes steroids. I need some of it. Hey, Charles! Who is that lovely lady? Send it this way, Charles!
Charles, great call. Your internet was a little choppy there on the road, but excellent job. Great job in this tournament. And I will see you 2 weeks from today. We the people wrote in, I don't do pillow talk, says the guy who got catfished. Hey, Charles, if you call back and fart, Nick Shine is offering $50 to you. If that moves the needle for you. Bonesy with a $50 super chat. Oh, my goodness. Speaking of farts.
I think the second one. Excuse me.
We must take a hard look at both candidates. Bonesy brings a comfortable, honesty, and no fear approach to every take. King Loski brings the fired up passion and hard fact approach to his takes. But it's clear who the winner is, in my opinion. Bonesy's yet to say who he's voting for, though. But Bonesy, you are in the raffle for 10 by sending in this $50 membership. We the People says, take that money, Chuck. Nick Shine wrote in that Charles will actually let one loose in the fart gallery. I see what you did there. Doan Syndrome. Bonesy all the way, Jake. Let's go. Jets, Jets. We the People has gifted a membership to the raffle. We thank you. Gilbert with his ASMANIAC monthly super chat. The King rules. So some support for both candidates coming through via the super chats. Love it. Ladies and gentlemen, joining us right now is the man who makes this show happen. One of the all-time greats, Gator McCluskey. Hello, Gator.
What do you say? How are you, pal?
How are you?
I'm good. I wanted to bring it up that I think the winner of next year's ASMANIAC Madness should get a free iPhone. Why is it that some of our best callers have the shittiest phones and the most difficult? I mean, I think that some of these guys would vault up 2-3 spots in the rankings if they just had a decent quality audio sound. No,
100%. It's a huge issue. Bonesy, I love him, but he doesn't have an iPhone. I don't think Loski does either. It's a huge problem. You're right.
Yeah, I mean, it helped Beast. I think he, he's a little bit more tolerable for some people now, I would think. I also wanted to mention Charles wants something adjusted on his intros. Anytime I touch something with Charles' intro, it never goes well for him. He may not want to ask for that because I cannot control the things that I do. There's something loose in my head, and I just half the time when even you ask me for something, it goes sideways, and I end up having to redo it because I don't know. I just have a strange sense of humor, and you know that. Also wanted to say that I voted for Bonesy, and it's nothing against King. I love King. King is absolutely the most deserving guy to be in the finals alongside my Mr. Bonesy, who I love like a brother. But there's 101 reasons why I have to give my vote to Mr. Bonesy. However, I really did truly believe that King was going to win this thing, and he still may. I believed it so much that I realized that of all the people in even the top 5, 6, 10 has an intro, but King Loski doesn't. So I actually realized that today, and I said, all right, if I'm going to contribute something to the final, I'm going to do an intro for King. And like I said, in my head, I'm thinking, I really believe he's going to win this thing, even though I voted for Mr. Bonesy. So I'm in a pickle. I did an intro for King that sort of celebrates him winning. However, I may not have to redo it because I believe that no matter who wins, King is still the king. He's still the show's king. Now, that doesn't make Bonesy a queen. However, if Bonesy wins this thing, and I hope he does because I voted for him, the king, known as King Loski, will always be the king of the Asmaniacs in my eyes. So I don't think either one of these guys is a loser in the end. I love them both, and man, may the best man win.
I love it. Well, on behalf of everyone, we thank you for everything you've done in this tournament with the graphics and the quick turnaround time on some of the funny videos we played. I mean, every day when we've updated the brackets, I get an email from Gator once, sometimes twice a day with a new bracket, a new graphic. This is all Gator putting this together, so we can't thank him enough for everything he helped us with this last month, making this so much fun.
Yeah, that first one is like a piece of art. I think it should be. It's evolved so much. That thing should go, in a museum. It's got so much to it. You can look at that for an hour and really just study all of the trends and all of the surprises and all the turns that who'd have thought that all 4 of the first seeds would be dumped out. So, so these OGs could then rule. It's amazing.
Unreal. I almost want to print this bracket and get the Asmaniacs in like the final 4 to sign each of their regions.
Oh, you should bring that to the draft party. That would be killer. If you printed that out like on a nice big board and bring it to and have people sign it and stuff, that would be, and you could, I'd say auction it off, but you could probably just like keep it and it'd be one of your favorite things ever.
Yeah, I think it'd be sick to frame and put somewhere for sure.
Yeah. Man. I can't wait till next year. It's gonna be hard to outdo this, I mean, and even doing a best of, man, it's a daunting task because there's too much of it.
We will have a best of the ASMANIAC Madness that Gator is editing. We gave you the top 10 moments at the start of the show, and that will be basically turned into real life clips for people to relive at some point, hopefully in the next few weeks.
Hopefully I lose some weight by then so that JJ doesn't call me fat anymore.
Anything you'd like to say to your dear friend JJ while you're on the air here?
Just, in all seriousness, I know sometimes that, I make fun of people and this and that, but I try to make it ridiculous. I mean, obviously the way I went after JJ was sort of ridiculous. It was sort of like, I mean, of course he doesn't put stuff up his butt. It's just like a stupid concept. It's not serious, but Fat shaming is not cool. I'm sure a lot of us struggle with weight and stuff. And there's certain things that I think maybe aren't that funny. I could take it for sure, but a lot of people, it's kind of lazy to go after somebody's weight, in my view. So if I would say anything to JJ, I'd say, hit me other ways, man. Not have to go after fat. That's kind of like shitty, mean,
We
I'm
also
sure there's a
don't
few.
know for sure. It's a good point by Nick Shine here. Like, we don't know for sure what JJ does with his tuchus.
Yeah. Well, I can say for a fact that I'm kidding. I don't really believe that he shoves the things that I said up his tush. But it's
Thank you.
funny.
Thank you for clarifying. Gator, you're the man. Appreciate all you do. And I know this community does as well. So thank you.
Love you, man.
The great Gator McCluskey. Go subscribe to Gator's YouTube channel, Gator Sports, Gator McCluskey. He's got a bunch of them. He's the man. Duh. Meadowland Swamp Thing. I dedicate my 9 months of membership to King Loski. Go get that win, big dog. Bino says Beast is tolerable now because he got brigand. That's a good point. Terrence Hill writes in, best championship game since Super Bowl III. 51-49. Bonesy with a slight lead. Are you kidding me? Weed the people. That would be dope, Jake, in reference to the framed bracket from ASMANIAC Madness. Yeah, Weed, I'm with you. That would be dope. Unbelievable. More of your calls right now. Let's check in with a man who has blessed us with his presence many times over the years on the show. He is the third #1 seed to appear during today's program.
Hello, Jake. How you doing?
Hey, Bobby. How are you?
I took Mr. Bonesy to beat Loski today.
Wow. How come?
Because I'm still waiting for King Loski to drop that egg when he laughs on the, when he's in the kitchen and he laughs loud. Still waiting for that egg to drop out when he lays an egg.
When he lays an egg. What are you referring to?
When he's in the kitchen, you have him laughing out loud.
Yeah, hold on. Let me try and find it. Hold on. Stay right there. Let me find it.
Yeah.
Let me see what you're referring to. Let's see.
Still waiting for that egg to drop.
What egg? I didn't see a single egg in that video.
He sounds like he's about to lay an egg because he sounds like a rooster.
Oh, you're saying he sounds like
a chicken.
A chicken. Okay.
Yeah. Well, he makes fun of Carly's voice, so I'm still waiting for him to drop that egg.
You're upset about a joke from a year ago. That's why you're voting for King Loski, or are you going for Bonesy over King Loski?
Bonesy's my man. Bonesy, my boy. His whole family I love. Yeah.
Jeez.
I love Bonesy.
King Loski just wrote in that he's waiting on you to wash that robe.
Well, it's getting washed right now, King Loski, so never mind. When is the egg dropping on your ass?
So because of that video, you're saying that he's a chicken and that you've had this built up animosity for the guy for a year.
No, I still like Loski. I'm just waiting for the egg to drop.
Well, apparently roosters don't lay eggs, according to Oregon Jets.
I meant chicken.
Oh, okay.
That's what I meant, not rooster. Me and my brother and my friends went out to lunch today.
All-Star Chris says, I'm glad that Jay Quest smoked you.
Oh, good. No, we were kind of close. He didn't smoke us, so pay attention.
Still was a big upset, though. You were a 1 seed. You lost to an 8 seed.
Yeah, I'm happy that he beat me. I'm happy. He gave me $20 out of it, so I'm happy.
Black Chip, she says, Bobby, be nice. You're not happy. That's why I didn't want him to give you $20. You deserved nothing. He beat you fair and square, and then he made him feel bad that he beat you, and he sent you $20, and you accepted it. You should not have accepted the $20.
Well,
and now for you to try and spin it, oh, I got $20, so I'm happy, as if $20 is going to change your life one way or another is crazy.
I know. You gave me the money anyway. So Michael got his Super Bowl ring yesterday.
Great.
Yeah, he's happy. He thanked you
Good.
very much for it.
I'm happy for Mikey. He deserves it.
Yeah, he does. I gave it to him. I brought it for him. I won it for him.
Did you see all the extra magnets and stuff I put in there and stickers
Yes,
and
he
mini
liked them
football?
too. Yes, he did. Thank you.
Yeah, put a magnet on your fridge. That's why I sent a bunch of them.
Yep, thank you very much for that. I saw those too.
You're
Yeah.
being called a narcissist by Stainless Jogger.
Yeah, I'm getting better though, Stainless. Thank you for your opinion. Thank you.
Leon calls you Bobby Bitter Midnight.
I'm feeling a lot better now. I'm back to my old ways.
Leon says that you dragged down Mikey and you got your brother eliminated by your association name.
That's your opinion, Leon. Thank you very much for your opinion. Opinions on Jake's show doesn't count with Leon. I need to write him down. So
Beastbreaker has come to your defense. He calls Stainless Jogger a smelly turd.
Yeah, good. That was a good one. Thank you, Beastbreaker, for sticking up for me. I appreciate that. That was a good one. My attitude's changed since I went to right, Jake.
I don't know. You still could be a little moody.
No, not anymore. No,
You don't have your period as much, but you have moments.
I'm a lot better than before. I'm happy. So, Jake, you're awesome, and have a great night. And
Bobby, you have a good one. Farewell. Dark Crypto says Bobby is soft. Vote King. Ali says I'm really sad this tournament's ending. What a run. Weed wants Bobby's hair to be more prevalent. That's right. Bobby's got great hair. We've learned he doesn't show his face. All right. Neil is up next. Neil, your official endorsement.
Well, you see, I have a bucket hat, but that doesn't mean I'm going to endorse the King. I like the King a lot. I think he's great. But my heart belongs to my boy Bonesy. I want it. Bonesy, unlike his lack of an endorsement for me, I am going to endorse my boy Bonesy. And a couple of reasons. Bonesy is a man's man, gets up, goes an hour and a half to work. And I'm not discrediting Loski. I know he works hard. He's an achiever. And he's a great guy. But Bonesy, I got to know. He's a great family man, super Jet fan. His heart is with the Jets. King Loski likes the Knicks. He likes the Yankees. You know, he's a Jet fan. But I know in my heart of hearts that Bonesy is the biggest Jet fan that there, you know, and he's in that Jet fan category I would put in a top 10. And as a result, I want everybody, the OGs. I had a couple texts. Who you voting for? Who you endorsing? I'm endorsing Bonesy.
Wow.
So he's my endorsement. And we had a little bit of a run-in, but all is well. And again, I think he did give me the shoe win, now that I think about it. But I have to go. My wife's calling me. I have dinner. And one last thing. I don't have an intro, Gator, just so you know. He forgot.
You do have an outro, though.
I have an outro with my head blowing.
These goddamn exploding cigars. I gotta go, Jake. I'll call back later. Shit.
I would say that's almost better than an intro. Bino writes in, Brigham may turn that draft party into a job fair. That's right. If Dave Brigham shows up to the draft party, it's no longer a draft party. It's a job fair. Love that line. Ladies and gentlemen, Nick Shine is on the line. Nick, your official endorsement.
Hey, buddy. I'm not here to endorse anyone. I'm here to compliment everybody, from you to the committee to the participants to the chat to people who showed up every day. If they missed a show, they were texting somebody who won the matchup. What did I miss? What went down? This has been very fun to be a part of. It's been more fun to watch from the outside looking in as not a participant. And this is well done. Very well done by everyone. The videos people were making, the callers calling in to say who they're endorsing or who they're not. Everybody, kudos to you. This has been just amazing. But the Masters started today, so what are we doing next? How are we doing the next one? What are we doing?
Oh my goodness, I'm ready. I can't wait, dude. Thank you, Nick, because you were a big part of the committee. You were awesome on that committee meeting. It was like 3 hours long. I mean, it was crazy, but it's been great. And I know you've talked about it on your show, which at times could be an extension of a lot of the same people who watch this, watch you. So it's been really cool, man. Thanks for everything you've done.
It's been great, man. Thank you for asking me to be a part of it. And like I said, everyone, great work. Keep showing up. It's the off season. This is when we can't lose. We're all undefeated today, baby. Let's go, Jets. Take care, guys.
I love it. Nick Shine checking in. Love it. I just checked the scoreboard here. Are you kidding me? It is 50-50 once again between Bonesy and King Loski. Could you script a better championship game? 50-50. If I ended it right now, we'd go to overtime. But guess what? It ain't over just yet. We got more calls, more potential endorsements that could sway this entire matchup. But first, a shout out to an OG. Dre is in the ASMANIAC raffle. 4, 5, baby. Yeah.
The freaking New York Jets. So we're built for this shit.
Jets Media. Shout out to Richie, Andrew Cameron, Brandon Barnes, Alan Smells, Jason B, and AL, all receiving a channel membership. Congrats to everyone who just got a channel membership. All right, more calls, more potential endorsements that could decide this thing. Indy Jets, go ahead, Indy. Indy, where'd you go? You're right there. Here we go.
Hey, Jake, I just got done looking at the brackets, and you know who's number 2 right now in points?
Who's
Bonesy.
that? Is that you? Oh, wow.
No,
So
it's Bonesy.
So
if Bonesy, and he's got himself winning, and if Bonesy wins, he can actually win the brackets too.
And the top prize for winning the bracket in the bracket pool is a signed Sauce Gardner jersey. So
yeah,
Bonesy could win a signed
he could
Sauce
win.
jersey.
Yeah. So, and the number 1 guy, I don't know. I didn't see who it was. I didn't recognize the name. He's got Loski winning, and Bonesy's got Bonesy winning. So, those are basically the top 2. And, if Bonesy wins it, not only does he win the bracket, but he also wins the. It's just insane. You couldn't have drawn that up any better. So for that, Bonesy, you get my vote.
Wow, Indy, great call. I didn't realize that. Good job by you pointing that out. That's awesome. Dre with an endorsement. I love Bonesy, but I got to support my brother King Loski. Unbelievable. We still got some legends on the line whose perspectives we need. Ladies and gentlemen, one of those legends joins us now.
I got my Iron UG. I hope you like my Jets take. They call me David T. It's not easy for me to see, but if you bring me full stream, you might like what I had to say. I'll need to get real damn close, cause my vision is dog shit.
Hi, Jake.
David, how are you? And get right to it. Who do you got?
I'm fine. Thanks for putting me on. Before that, I get Gator. I wish he would make more fun of me. And I just wish it would be a tie. I was going to vote for Mr. Bonesy. I'm for what he does for a living is really cool to me. But people were calling in saying the King is too loud and all that kind of stuff, and I totally disagree. He's so passionate. He's a cheerleader. I could see him and Fireman Ed up at MetLife, and and the Asmaniacs and JETS Jets. I had to give it to Mr. Loski.
Ladies and gentlemen, a vote for the King from David T.
I got my Iron UG. I hope you like my Jets take. They call me David T. It's not easy for me to see, but if you bring me full stream, you might like what I had to say. I'll need to get real damn close, cause my vision is dog shit.
Ladies and gentlemen, a scoreboard update right now as we're entering the home stretch. 51-49, Bonesy over Loski. You can't get a tighter championship game if we tried. 728 votes have been cast. Ladies and gentlemen, joining us right now from the lair is...
Breaker 666. He's the man who would kick your ass. And then he's gabagoo.
Buenos tardes, Jay. ¿Cómo está, amigo?
Beast, how we feeling?
I had a little bit of fun out in the suburbs today. Went over to that one Jewel and got me some 2 pounds worth of bacon and some cheddar burgers. We're gonna cook those up, but not yet. I'm gonna wait till May. I'm gonna do what Randy Savage once said. It's called "Time will come when the time is right." Just give it some patience, brother. Just give it some patience. I kind of see Mr. Bonesy maybe winning this thing because Mr. Bonesy has something I like. His charisma's great. His attitude's funny, but I like the way he walks like Al Bundy from Married with Children. You know, Mr. Bundy, if anything is possible, just talk to the Macho Man Randy Savage, and you know where to find me. All you gotta do is get on Instagram and talk to the king. And remember, the Macho Man is past, present, and future, the greatest world's champion of all time. And remember, Hulk Hogan, you are number 2, brother. And just remember, the Macho Man is number 1. Don't you know what I'm saying? Because you better know what I'm saying. And now, let's get down to Mr. Bonesy, my next champion of the ASMANIAC Club. Let's get down there, Mr. Bonesy. Let's take it away. Don't you know what I'm saying? Oh, yeah, yeah,
yeah.
Tremendous. Frank writes in, this is tough because Bonesy donated my uncle a kidney and King saved my grandma from a burning building. 2 great humanitarians. Ladies and gentlemen, joining us right now on the Gusbuster Umbrella Hotline is someone that at times is beloved, at times is detested. But either way, one thing you can't take away from this man is that he made it to the first ever Final Four.
Gas station pizza is better than a Big Mac.
What's up, Jake?
How we feeling, Gary? I mean, could you have imagined it'd be this tight?
I did. I know, like, originally I thought Bonesy would win, but then I thought about, like, King's blown out everybody. Like, why wouldn't he? I figured it would be this close. After how close me and Bonesy were yesterday, I figured we were in for something this close.
50-50 right now. I just checked as your call started. Unreal.
Which brings me to my point. I have 2 accounts. I haven't voted yet. I know they're both Knick fans. And both guys are known for saying silly little things, like little ridiculous things, like Joe Douglas is a good GM and Derek Jeter isn't overrated. Things that are indefensible. So I'm going to make my vote for sale since they're both fans of the Icks. Whoever acknowledges that the Knicks got fleeced in the Bridges trade, now that we know that that's the case, that's not debatable anymore.
How is it not debatable?
You got them to beat the better teams, right? That's why you got them.
They're in year 1 of this deal,
and he got a 2-year deal.
They're in year 1 of this deal. The playoffs haven't even started yet. How can you claim victory when the picks that you got back are probably in middle school right now? Those players.
We're getting the Bucks pick this year from you guys. That player is probably going to be better than Bridges in and of itself.
No, it's not. Shut up. You're ridiculous. And the Jeter overrated thing's ridiculous too, but I don't have time to deal with that right now.
His peers every year as the most overrated player in baseball.
Yeah, jealousy. That's what that is.
Yeah, they're not jealous of A-Rod. They're only jealous of him. A-Rod made more money than him and got just as many chicks. But
people didn't like A-Rod either.
What was that?
People didn't like A-Rod either.
He didn't get voted most overrated.
Find me a list. I'm sure we could find some negative things about Alex Rodriguez too. I'm not arguing bullshit with you on the day of Asmaniac Madness. Make
here's
your
my-
pick right now. Who are you endorsing?
Here's my proposition. My proposition is whoever calls in and says the Knicks got fleeced in the Bridges trade. Whoever does that, whoever comes clean, gets my vote.
I don't think they would want your vote. That'd be like a blood vote, basically. It'd be worse than blood money.
All right, my vote's worse than blood money.
I would say so.
What? Explain. Let's chop.
I would not want your vote. If I was either of these guys, I would rather not get your vote if that's what it took to get.
Okay. That's fine. People told me I should do things differently, and I could have beat Bonesy. But then I'm not authentically me.
I don't think you could have done anything differently. You pulled out all the stops. You got your hot nanny on the line. You brought down Decker. You got the dog involved. I think it was only close because of Decker. Without Decker, I think you would have got smoked.
Maybe. I mean, there's no way to know now, right? I did everything I thought I could do. I was authentically, unapologetically me, and I lost by 2-3 points, whatever it was.
You went out the right way, but come on
what
now.
Was that?
You went out on your shield, as a fighter would say.
Yeah, for sure. I don't have any regrets. Bonesy beat me. I tip my hat to him. Good
But
for him.
I don't think there was anything you could have done better, is what I'm saying.
No, they would say like there are people in the chat saying if I hadn't said this previously, if I didn't go after the simps, if I didn't, it would have been different. But then I'm not authentically me. Then I'm someone else. Then
Correct. No, you handled it. You were you throughout the whole thing. You upped it up at the end with some funny stuff, like everyone did in this tournament for the most part. But no, I agree with that. I think you made the Final Four. It's not like you got eliminated in the first round. You had a great run.
Not great enough. Not great enough.
Hey, we try again next year, baby.
We try again. Right. We try again next year. But yeah. So someone said my wife got fleeced. That's what they said. My
Good
wife
point.
is thrilled with her husband. Thrilled with Thunderlips.
Roseanne says you lost the 4% vote, and she's a member of the 4%.
Do we have any? Do we have any data on that?
I don't. The only data I get is the same data everyone sees when the poll closes.
I lost the simp vote for sure, but it's like, okay, maybe right now King is in the same exact spot I was, down very tight at the end of the contest, right? Like, I don't know, did he lose the 4% vote too? Because he's losing by about as much as I did.
Joe says that your nanny vacuuming on the moon would have been the clincher.
But there's no going to the moon, so there's that. That, you know, we can't get her to the moon, says NASA.
Is your wife crying while doing the dishes right now?
No, my wife took Decker to play practice, so my wife's not home right now.
Peg and Artie right in. Gary, you lost. Get over it.
Do I seem bitter? I tipped my hat to. See, but it's morons, right? Like this guy, right? So first of all, you know he's a complete simp because he puts his wife's name first, right? So it's like Mrs. and Mr. Like, it's like, you know, he's a total simp, right? Like, this is the kind of guy that says, my wife's the boss. Like, you know what you're dealing with. And there's the guy that said, it's 50-50. Great. So you give your wife half your problems, and then you say, I'm not a good husband. It's like, no, how about I take all the responsibility and I give my wife a life as easy and seamless as possible? How about that? Instead of giving her half my problems and calling it 50-50. How about I take the lion's share and I give her the easy stuff? How about that?
If Artie would like to call in to respond, he will immediately be put on the show.
The guy puts his wife's name first. If you got a wedding invite or something in the mail that says Mrs. and Mr. Asman, wouldn't you think like I'm doing something wrong in my life? Like I'm supposed to be the leader of my family and I go last. It's like
Mr. and Mrs. Asman.
Yeah, if someone put Mrs. and Mr. Asman, if you went last,
this is one of your dumber takes ever. Who cares if you Who cares if you go last on a wedding invitation?
It's not the wedding invitation. It's just you're the head of the family. You go first. It's Mr. and Mrs. Always.
I wouldn't be offended if I saw Mrs. and Mr. Asman. I wouldn't bother.
Wouldn't be offended, but you'd have to take a deep look at yourself.
No, I wouldn't. I wouldn't think so. I wouldn't even notice, to be honest with you. How did you make the Final Four with these takes? It's amazing.
Your wife's name went first.
If it says Mrs. and Mr. Asman on a wedding invitation, I wouldn't care. I'd open it and put the thing on my fridge like I do with every other save the
date.
date.
Care or not go. I'm saying it would require some self-reflection on why.
Not an ounce of reflection would be needed. I wouldn't even notice, to be honest. I would just open it and put it on my fridge and move on and not care about the smallest minute things that bother me.
So if they introduced you as Mrs. and Mr. Asman, you would be, oh yeah, no, that's cool. Yeah, that makes sense.
I don't think I would let that impact my day. You're talking about a wedding invitation. Like,
I'm just in general. I'm just using a wedding invitation as an example. It doesn't have to be a wedding invitation. If you were getting an award or something, and they said, "Here are the winners, Mrs. and Mr. Asman," you would say, "Oh yeah, that's cool."
God, everyone's calling you insecure.
Did Terrence Hill? Did he go to the Final Four?
How insecure are you, Gary?
How am I insecure? Like this is what women and betas say. I'm insecure because I'm the head of my family. Like, how is that insecure?
Black Gypsy says you're bugging.
Awesome, Black Gypsy. Awesome. I'm bugging because as the head of my household, I'm the head of my household. That's bugging. That's wild. Because I take the responsibility off my wife and put it on my own shoulders. I'm bugging. That's a wild take.
Does Gary's wife drive him around? Yes.
Yeah, they can't drive.
Astro says you got to be a 10 seed after this. If you think anyone's going to remember this call over the next calendar year of Gary calls,
11 months left of phone call.
Whatever batshit crazy thing Gary's going to say hasn't been said yet. We still got months before the next tournament.
Yeah, like men should be the leaders of the household. That's a wild take. I think that's the first time that's ever been said, right, Jake?
Mimosa says, Gary, stop. You're acting like an a-hole.
That's her opinion. You're entitled. I just want to know what I said that's so wild. That men should be the leader of their household, that they should carry their wife's responsibility, that they
Ladies and gentlemen, sports fans of all ages, welcome to the event of the year, the moment you've all been waiting for. This is the ASMANIAC Rumble.
Hello, Gary.
Hi, Dad.
Oh.
That wasn't him. That was me.
What was you?
I said you lost. Get over it. It wasn't him. It was me.
Do I seem bitter? I went further than him.
You did, Gary. You did for sure. Listen, my only regret is something you said that was right. I shouldn't have made it personal. That wasn't my intention. I don't like your
takes. Apologize. You didn't act like a man. You act like a woman, which is expected, and it is.
That's
what it
fine,
is.
Gary. You can think what you like. You can think what you like.
You started a fight with me. It didn't go well for you. You didn't apologize.
It went very well for me. It went absolutely 100% well for me. I got no complaints. I think your takes are awful, and I'm glad you lost.
Awesome. That's awesome. Did you make it as far? Did you make it as far as I did?
No, I did not. I didn't. I wasn't in it.
Why not?
They didn't put me in it. I didn't call in, but in time.
Why not?
I just wasn't interested in calling.
Okay. It's always the people like this. It's always the people like this. Always.
Yeah, well, it is what it is, Gary. Some people win, some people lose, some people are delusional, some people aren't. Some people live in the 40s, some people don't.
What's wrong with the 40s?
You do.
What's wrong with that? What's wrong with the 1940s?
Well, because it's not 1940.
That's not what I didn't ask you what year it was. I asked you what was wrong with that.
What's wrong with it is that it's not 1940.
No, we've established that. That much is established. So I'm asking you what's wrong with the 1940s.
There's nothing wrong with the 1940s. I just rather not live in it.
So you live in the 1940s, and that's bad, but there's nothing wrong with the 1940s. You're really good at logic and making arguments. Let me tell you, you're a really smart guy. There's nothing wrong with living in the 1940s. You live like you're in the 1940s. So where's the insult there?
Well, there is no insult. I'm not trying to insult you.
So what was the point of saying it?
Well, the point of saying is just my preference is to live in the modern age where women have equal rights, where women can vote, where men can do the cooking, where women can work, where women can lead, where the men can vacuum while the women don't. That's my choice.
Such a beta thing to say. Such a beta thing to say. No, I'll take all the responsibility I will drag myself through the mud. I will make my life as difficult as possible so my wife can have pretty nails and stay at home with the kids. But you can give your wife that responsibility, and you can make your wife's life much tougher, because that's a real man.
I don't think our life's very tough, Gary. And to tell you,
It's 50-50. A man should have a very tough life. A man should push himself as hard as he can. That's what a man ought to do. And you're saying she should do the same thing. So you're saying her life should be just as tough as mine.
I don't think either one of our lives are tough.
That's what you're saying. That's what you said.
Yeah, but neither one of our lives are tough because we do it together.
If your life isn't tough, it means you're not pushing hard enough.
Well, that's once again your opinion, and I appreciate that. I think your family is wonderful. Your daughter is wonderful. I just hate your taste.
Man, I show you a man who's had a hard life. You show me a soft man, I show you a man who's had an easy life.
Well, I didn't say I had an easy life. I just said it's not that hard.
You just said it's not hard. So if it's not hard, what
it's not hard. It's not easy. It's not hard. It's just life. I don't understand what you don't understand.
Everything you said is you speak in circles. Everything you said, my life's not hard. Okay, then that means it's easy by definition. If it's not hard, it's easy.
Why does it have to be? Why does it have to be one or the other? Why can't it just be living life on life's terms?
Yeah,
what you get?
That's not a sensible thing to say. And like the law of excluded middles, right?
I think it's pretty
either
sensible,
one
Gary.
or the other. So if it's not hard, it's easy. If it's not easy, it's hard, right? And you're saying your wife, your goal as a husband is to make your wife's life just as difficult as yours. Not to make her life easy, not to give her a soft, feminine life, but your duty as a husband is to make her life just as difficult as yours. Right?
No, not at all. I think you have to think it's one way or the other. It doesn't have to be one way or the other.
50-50. What about the 50-50 thing? Everything
what about it?
She should do too, right? If you get a flat tire, she should get out there half the time and change it, right?
No, of course not.
Oh, hang on. What about 50-50? So now not 50-50. Now gender roles. Which one is it?
Well, I mean, if she wanted to change the tire, I would be all my leather. But if she wouldn't,
she should get out there half the time and change the tire.
If she insisted on changing the tire, I would let her change the tire.
Under your rule set, 50-50, she should change the tire half the time.
There is no rule set. I don't have a rule set.
I would change the tire if I had the
You said that 10 times until you sound like an idiot for saying it, and then you said I don't have a rule set. You said it should.
I don't think I sound like an idiot, Gary. I don't care if you think I do.
You said that I lived in the 1940s. Why? Because I don't treat my wife 50-50 because I carry all the responsibility to make her life as soft and as feminine as possible. You said that's a bad thing. A good thing would be making her do as much work as I do. That's what you said.
No, that's not what I said. That's what you're hearing.
That's literally what you said.
No, that's what you're hearing.
I will pay all the bills. I will do all the heavy lifting. You have a nice, soft, feminine life where you can have pretty hair and pretty nails and sit home and take care of the kids and give them a good life. You said, no, that's not good. 50-50.
Well, that's not good. That's not good for us. That's not good for us. If that's good for you, God bless you.
It is good for us. Yeah, it is.
That's fine.
It's
nothing wrong with that.
From the dawn of humanity up until about 5 minutes ago. That was good from the beginning
Gary,
of humanity up until about 5 minutes ago. Now it's no good. Now it's women get to work. Like
I guarantee you that Gary would not agree with my career of 37 years.
I don't know what that means. I'm not interested in arguing with you either.
I had basically what is considered a man's job.
That's fine.
Up until about the 1980s. I was a New York City police officer.
That's fine.
I guess that would not be allowed.
I don't know why would it not be allowed?
Because he should let me stay home and just worry about my nails and hair.
Yeah. I think a man's responsibility is to take care of a woman and provide for her and protect for her so that she can provide and protect for the children. I will stand on that till the day I die.
So I wouldn't have a choice?
I don't understand. What do you mean you wouldn't have a choice? What do you mean?
You make it sound like
you can make any choice. You're an adult. You can make any choice you want.
You make it sound like if your wife wanted to work, you would not allow her to work.
I wouldn't marry someone who prioritized their career over their children. I wouldn't marry such a person.
Why can't you have both? I had both.
Because you can't have both. You could either have the career you want or the husband that you want. Those are the
Why
two
can't
choices.
you have both?
Because
I
you
have
gotta
both.
pick one. You gotta pick one, right? Because
high value man that you want is going to want you to stay home and take care of the kids. So you can get a low value man, or you can get the high value man that you want that's going to want you to be feminine and to be taken care of and to take care of the kids. So you're going to have to pick one. This idea that we can have all things is not true, right? So you can either prioritize your work or you can prioritize taking care of the kids, but you can't prioritize both.
Gary, I had a career for 37 years and retired.
And that was your choice.
And I have a man I love, and I have a house I love.
Awesome.
So I have it all.
I'm sorry. I'll try this one more time. What's your position?
My position is that women should be able to work if they choose to.
Did I ever say they shouldn't be allowed to? Ever say that?
According to your logic, I should have a man that will do it all, and I don't have to do anything.
That doesn't mean you're not allowed to. You're certainly allowed to. Like legally, no one's going to put you in jail for working if that's what you mean.
You think it's wrong to. But you think it's wrong to.
I think it's not optimal. I'll say that. I think I think it's not optimal to have your wife send your wife out and do 50% of the work. I certainly think that's not optimal. I certainly think as a man, it is your job and your responsibility to protect and provide for that woman. Not saying we're 50-50 business partners. You do half the work. I'll do half the work. No, I'll do all of the work and you just lift me up spiritually and mentally so that I can push on and do even more work.
Gary?
We'll have to agree to disagree.
That's it, man.
Certainly.
I wish you well. I wish you well. I wish your family well. You call me weak for saying that if you like, but I really mean it. And have a good day.
No, I called you weak for coming after me.
Gary, thank you for the vacuum cleaner. Gary, I love it. Do you think we could go out for Valentine's Day after I'm done vacuuming? Babe, I'm on the Bobby Midnight show. Come on. There's stuff in the fridge. You can just make me something. Make me make me some meat and then we're good. Okay. Who should I vote for tomorrow in the election? Come on, babe. The list is on the table. Just hurry up. I can't hear Bobby.
If you argue with Gary, you're wasting your time. It is not worth it. Not worth it. I sit there and I laugh. Nate writes in, Gary's saying this as his wife serves other guys drinks 5,000 feet above the Atlantic, not optimal. Yikes. Dana writes in, would you chase a perfect woman if she wanted you, Gary, but she wanted to chase her career just as much as you? That is for Mr. 3D Boxing to answer. On that note, we are nearing the home stretch. And as I look at the scoreboard right now, it is truly any ASMANIAC's game. Bonesy or Loski, it's 51-49. Wow.
King Loski, Mr. Bonesy, the ASMANIAC Madness Championship.
I am closing the poll at 6:30 Eastern. There are 13 minutes left in voting. Vote, vote, vote. Let's rapid fire through the remaining calls. Rob the Jet fan is up next. Hello, Rob.
Hey, Jake. I love both men. Loski is the king. Great guy. Energetic. A lot of passion. You got to love it. But I just have a little bit more of a relationship with Bonesy. I know him better. We've hung out and stuff. And that's probably the only reason why I voted for Bonesy. But to be honest with you, I could have also voted for Loski. Loski's a cool guy. So it was like a hairline, and I took Bonesy because me and Bonesy, we've hung out, and he's a good dude, good family man. And I'm sure Loski is too. So that, other than that, nothing more special than that happened that I took Bonesy over Loski. Loski's good people.
King Loski, a legend. But Mr. Bonesy is getting Rob the Jet fan vote. How about it?
Yeah. And the Gary situation, I don't even want to comment about. Oh, my God. My head hurts. My head really hurts a lot from that. So I won't even get into that.
Rob, thank you very much. From Rob on Long Island to another Long Islander. Snowball's next. Hello, Snowball.
What's up, Jake? Exhausting.
listening to Gary is exhausting. I can't even imagine. I've never heard him have just like a calm conversation. It's always a debate.
One of the most ignorant people to ever live. It's incredible.
I'm not saying he's ignorant, but it's always a debate and an argument. And
He's very ignorant about things like 10% of the population, if that would agree with.
Anyway, I called to endorse Bonesy. We communicate a lot, so he's my guy. And we've been thanking everybody. It's like a thank fest today for the committee and the chat. And I think the unsung hero of the entire thing is ESPN Houston for really effing things up. The programming, wrecking the programming and forcing you to come back to New York, which I thank them for, and having you do this twice a day for all of us, and the stuff on Mad Dog Radio and the stuff on ESPN on the Fan in New York and all, we've benefited greatly from their mishap.
I appreciate that, Snowball. That's awesome of you. I'm excited to see you at the draft party. I mean,
yeah,
it's crazy. Did you say who you voted for in this championship? I don't know if you did.
Yeah,
you said Bonesy, right, at the beginning.
Yes, yep. I have another account ready just in case.
Wow.
The other thing is you'll be Johnny Boy's coming into the city tomorrow night. So if you're available, we're gonna see if we can get a group together, and we'll be down by the that place where you're gonna be. So,
did you guys get tickets to the event?
Not the catered part. So I don't know.
Which is the bar? Yeah, just
the bar. We're just gonna come in, right?
Works for me. I'll see you guys there.
Do you have to have tickets to walk in, or?
I'm not sure. I know it's a ticketed event, but I don't know the specifics of what it is.
We'll get the bar tickets.
Yeah,
we won't be in the the lounge or whatever it is, but whatever, we'll be there.
I can't wait.
We'll bring a crowd. We're gonna have some guys.
Hell yeah, looking forward to it.
Yep, we'll see you.
Snowball admitting to voter fraud, says he's got 2 accounts ready. Polls closing in 9 minutes. 9 minutes. 51-49 is the score. Dre is up next. What's up, Dre?
What's going on, my brother? How you doing? Glad to see the family out. Glad to see the families all together. Everybody's calling in, fighting. Everybody's realizing that Gary is crazy. I've been done told you that years ago, but it is what it is. Listen, I love Bonesy. Bonesy's my guy. Okay. I'm actually going to try to take the minute out while I'm here in NYC. I'm going to pop off and see him at the store. But I got to vote for my boy King Loski. King has always brought the energy every call that he has. So I'm standing tall, Representative King Loski. I voted for him. And I think that if you are an OG and you know what King Loski brings to the table, no shade against Bonesy. I got mad love for Bonesy. Bonesy has done well. And unlike myself, who, got the first round exit, but it's all good because I'm already in the lab. I'm training. I'm trying to come back for next year. Hopefully this is a new ASMANIAC tradition that we can enjoy every March. And just a shout out to all my fellow ASMANIACs. Shout out to you, Jake, for putting this all together, giving us this whole platform and everything. But come on, who brings more energy than King Loski? Have we ever questioned King Loski's mentality, his love for the team and for the game? Everybody knows that King Loski is a true G. He deserves this win, and y'all gotta come together, and bring it for him. Let's bring it home.
I love it, Dre. Great call. Great endorsement for the King. Is it enough to get him across the finish line as our champion? 51-49, Bonesy with a slight lead, 848 votes. You got to be kidding me, man. Get your votes in. Yeti on the line. What's up, Yeti?
Hit your likes, boys. Hit them up. Hit them up. What a showdown, Jake. This is awesome, man.
Unreal. Like, I just...
Dude.
Blown away by how this has played itself out. The entire tournament, and then for the championship to be this
50-50.
tight when we've had so many blowouts. Even in like the Elite Eight, there were a lot of blowouts, which I was surprised about. For this to be this tight is incredible.
And I will say, given Loski's blowouts, even if, let's say it does flip and Bonesy lose 49-51, like that's testament to Bonesy because Loski killed everybody. He just sliced everybody apart.
Yep.
You know, wasn't it all 70-30 at least?
I could probably look it up. I mean, Loski dominated, man. He really did. I have it. Let me pull it up real quick. Might as well as we're
my brother.
Unreal. Let's see voting. Round of 64. Let's go. King. Let's see how he did in round 1. King Loski. King Loski in the opening round. He took on. Did Loski face Aurora? Off the top of my head, I think that sounds right. Loski won 81-18. That was the 3-6. I don't have his round of 64 in front of me, but he crushed that one.
Was that against Aurora?
That was in the round of 32. Loski versus Briga.
Okay.
He won. This is the Sweet 16. Loski won 68-31. Another dominant performance. Loski
that was the shocker.
Yep. Loski versus the big fella. This was in the Elite Eight. He won 67-32. That was a blowout. Loski against Neil yesterday. He won 65-34. So he's dominated. Now, Bonesy's done incredibly well in this tournament as well. Let me look up Mr. Bonesy's scoreboard.
I like these stats. You're welcome, people.
Bonesy in his opening round matchup, I have it, against JT, 85-14, Bonesy dominated. Bonesy versus Chef Kevin in the round of 32. He
that
won
was tough.
68-31 dominated. Bonesy versus V-Man in the Sweet 16. He won 59-40, which is, I mean, V-Man's a 2 seed, so that's big time. Bonesy versus the Lane Train won 64-35. And then I got to check Bonesy versus Gary yesterday. That was tight.
That was tight too, right? That was neck and neck.
Yeah. What was it? 51-48 or something like that? I don't have it in front of me.
All right. So he's pulling it out. He's hitting 3-pointers in the clutch, and he's getting it. Yeah. I picked Bonesy and Leany to go all the way. I was like, who's going to vote against Leany? But apparently people did. But, you know, whatever. But, dude, congrats to both those guys. I won't hold you up. I know you probably got other people going on. But just wanted to call in because, you know, I'm part of it. I've been watching the show for 4 years, and this is all the, like, what we've all waited for, like, kind of this fun little concept to come together. Shout out to the committee. Shout out to everybody. All the new friends that I made throughout this experience. I might have lost a couple, but I made a few more, I think. But
Yeti, great call, man. Appreciate your support. That's awesome. Yeah, I mean, it's cool to kind of have this in the slower point of the offseason. We had like the wave of free agency, but a good time for it because the Jets didn't do much. And, you know, it's kind of bridging that gap to get us closer to the draft here. Unreal. Folks, 3 minutes left in our showdown. 3 minutes. I am watching the clock. When it gets to 6:30 Eastern, I'm hitting end on the poll no matter where we're at. No matter where we're at. Ladies and gentlemen, for the final time, he is just called back in. The King is back.
Oh, baby, I'm just waiting here the last 3 minutes, baby. You know, I ain't too much worried about it, baby. If I lose, I lose, baby. It's all good. It's to the bonesy, huh? Let's really think about it, baby. And let me just say this, man. I don't know if you know this, Jake, but this jersey right here is the very first ASMANIAC raffle prize. Right here, the very first one, baby. The King won it. It would have been nice to see the King win the very first ASMANIAC tournament. But the way it's looking, Bonesy looking good, baby. It's still, 2 minutes left. So at the end of the day, baby, get your votes here, baby. I ain't conceded, but I ain't really nervous, but it is what it is, baby. The number 2 Maniac, can't nobody tell me nothing. All right? At the end of the day, baby, can't nobody tell me nothing. I'm here every show. Y'all see me in the chat every day, and I love every last one of y'all, even the ones that didn't vote for me. All of y'all are legends. All of y'all are goats in my eyes because you root for the team that is the best, baby. Despite what they say in the media, despite what they say in your face, despite what they talk about behind our back, we the best team. And I'll tell you what, baby,
10,
it's all
9,
about the
8,
J-E-T.
7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. 6:30. Poll is closed. 883 votes. When I hit close, it was at 887. Officially, Mr. Bonesy is your champion of ASMANIAC Madness. Mr. Bonesy has done it about as close as it could get. It is 51-48. Bonesy just wrote that he is on the train. So hopefully when he gets some service, he could call in before we wrap this up. But King, I speak on behalf of everyone. You made this tournament so much fun, man. Thank you, thank you, thank you. You're a champion. And I can't wait to hopefully finally meet you in person one of these days, man. We keep missing each other.
Yeah, man, I know, man. And I tell you what, man, let's not forget who we did this for, man. Prayers up to the family of Keith Best, man. And R.I.P. to Keith Best, man. You was a legend in the Jets community, man. We loved you like you was one of our own. And, man, at the end of the day, ASMANIACs, I thank you, man. I thank you for all of the love. I appreciate it. Shout out to Mr. Bonesy, baby. Make that speech epic at the party, baby. JTF! Yes!
Ladies and gentlemen, the King, King Loski. Give it up to him. And congratulations to Mr. Bonesy, the 2025 ASMANIAC Madness champion. What a battle. What a battle. I can't believe it. I'm speechless. I'm without speech. Bonesy has done it. He is your champion. Wow. Bones, I need to get an update. How far are you on the train? Will we hear from you on the show? Hopefully, we will. Call in. I know you're on the train. We'll deal with your shit connection. But I'll tell you what needs to be done. Bonesy's your champ. And for the first time as a champion, we celebrate by playing this.
The only thing better than all them shoes is Joey D, cause he totally rules. Jake, my brother, I'm high as a kite. I love everybody. Damn, this show is crazy.
Bonesy is your champ of ASMANIAC Madness. Mr. Bonesy is now a part of ASMANIAC Immortality, the first ever champion of our tournament. And he joins us live from the train right now. Bonesy!
Let's go. Let's go, fellas. Appreciate y'all, man. Appreciate everybody voting. It's been a crazy ride. I can't believe we have almost 100 votes. I was hustling a little to get some votes going, and just want to shout out King for a great battle. I mean, it doesn't get any better than this. This was the closest battle of the tournament. Actually, no, there was one tournament that went to overtime, right? But I mean, like the love that I'm feeling, man, it's great. And we're a big family. You guys know I'm one of the biggest Chef fans out here. You guys know how I rap, how I roll with this, and I just want to shout everybody who voted for me. And you guys know I appreciate that. And I can't do a crazy jet chant right now on the train, but JETS, Jets, baby.
Yeah. Let's go. I will present you the trophy, the best of the best trophy at the draft party that I'm thrilled you're going to be at. So we will present the trophy to you in person because you won this thing, man. And as King Loski brought up, your draft party ticket is comped. It's on me. Mr. Bonesy will be our guest of honor, baby. Our ASMANIAC champion will be in the house.
Shout out to all the OGs that came out and supported me, especially from the beginning, like my man Neil and Rob. Neil, I mean, I wouldn't even gone to Vegas if it wasn't for Neil. So shout out to him and all the love in the chat. I mean, you guys know I've been an OG for a long time, so I appreciate it. And let's go, baby. Let's go, Jake. Let's do this. Let's
Yeah,
go,
baby.
Let's go.
Mr. Bonesy, give it up to the Bones Man. He is your champion.
The only thing better than all these shoes is sexy Rexy because he also loves food. Jake, my brother, I'm high as a kite. I love everybody, and man, these jets are depressing.
What a tournament. What a tournament. What a final. It was 50-50 with 30 minutes to go on the show. The final score ended up being so tight. Oh, my God. Unreal. Shout out to the late, great Keith Best. Mr. Bonesy is the winner of the best trophy. We will have a presentation of the trophy that I can officially place the order on now because it says the winner's name in the engraving. We will have that trophy ordered and ready for 2 weeks from right now. Unbelievable. Unbelievable, baby. Alden Shoes, a champion. Hell yeah. Wow. What a show. Congrats again to Bonesy. Congrats again to King Loski. What a battle. Great job by King to the bitter end. Unbelievable. Now what the hell do we talk about on this show? We'll figure that out somehow. We're back tomorrow. Usual 2 shows on a Friday. 1 in the morning, 1 in the afternoon. Joe Blewett's going to join us on the first show tomorrow. He is excellent at film breakdown. If you want to learn something about these prospects, this is the show for you. So that will start off our Friday coverage. Again, congrats to Mr. Bonesy. And I sincerely want to say this at the end. I saved this for the end of the show. Thank you to everyone who voted. So this is not including the championship game, but I do have some ASMANIAC Madness stats I want to share with everyone. This is from Boomtown, who put this all together, so thank you to Boom. So some stats as we close out the last ever show in 2025 for ASMANIAC Madness. You ready for this? 39,316 total votes were cast over the course of the tournament. That obviously doesn't include the final that we just had. Highest matchup votes. Purple Belt Mike versus Nick T. Now, that was the day the Jets signed Justin Fields, I believe. So that's why we had over 1,000 votes that were cast, because it was breaking news. People wanted to watch the show live. Second Jets breaking news, I don't remember what it was, but Neil versus Indy Jets got over 1,000 votes as well. So the only 2 matchups that hit over 1,000 in live voting were when we had actual Jet breaking news signings. One was Fields. I don't know what the other one was off the top of my head. 933 votes in the Craig versus Sarah from Australia battle. That was the 3rd most, and that is the most of non-Jet breaking news. Now, obviously, the Bonesy poll here, I want to see how many total votes ended up voting in it. Let's see. Took a screenshot. The Bonesy King Loski battle finished with officially 887 votes. Some other stats that you guys will find interesting here. Second highest non-breaking vote. Bobby Midnight, 876 total in the matchup against Black Gypsy. Mikey Midnight, 846 versus Dre. Beastbreaker versus Brigga, 810. Those were the top 5 highest matchup voted. So obviously the ASMANIAC Madness championship round, 887. Knowing that number, that would be the second highest non-breaking news poll. Craig and Sarah having the highest is incredible. They're not even Americans. We've been calling this tournament, the national championship. It really was the international championship, if you think about it. We had people all over the globe. The lowest matchup votes, Bonesy versus V-Man, only 408. Bonesy versus JT, 468. Interesting, our champion had low vote turnouts in 2 of the matchups here. Castro versus Raven. Peter Castro, 471 votes in that one. J Quest versus Ricky got 485. Neil versus David T, 491. Some of these were later in the tournament because you have the casual Jet fans who aren't watching every day. You understand? So when we had things happening at the beginning of free agency, people were watching the show more live because they were more interested in the Jets. Also, on the weekend, there's a chance that less people voted. I have to look to see when those matchups were, but sometimes the weekend shows do better than the regular shows. Biggest blowouts here. The biggest blowout of the tournament was Mr. Bonesy's 85-14 win over JT. Second biggest was Big Fella's 83-16 over Paul Faz. Third largest was 81-18, the Lane Train over 25. That was a true 1 versus 16 Goliath there. King Loski's destruction of Aurora, 81-18. V-Man's dominance over Charlie the Dog Groomer, 79-20. The tightest matchups. Throw this one we just watched unfold in there between Bonesy and the King. Dave Riga versus Mike D's Nuts is the number one tightest matchup. It went to overtime. The only overtime matchup we had in every matchup in this tournament. Johnny Boy versus Jason in Jerusalem came down to one singular vote. 50-50 at the time of the poll ending, resulting in 50-49. Remember, it would say 50-50, but we don't get the decimal points on the chat. And that happened with the JJ versus June, the GM battle, Big Fella versus Charles Gorman, and Kyle Clifton versus Jay Graves. All were 50-50 when I hit end, and we got a clear winner after it deciphered it. And those are some stats from ASMANIAC Madness. Again, thank you to everyone who participated. Congrats to everyone in the tournament. We started with 64. There were so many good people, we couldn't even get everyone in if we tried. We had over 100 names to sift through. The only requirement was you had to have called the show at least once in the last 3 months. And we had over 100 people to wheedle down to 64. Congrats to everyone who won a round, won 2 rounds, won 3 rounds, made it to the final 4. Shout out again to Gary and Neil. And, of course, King Loski. But our champion is Mr. Bonesy. Unfreaking believable. Thank you to everyone. RIP to the late, great Keith Best. Over 40,000 votes were cast if you count now the championship matchup. Incredible. King Loski with a super chat at the buzzer. Congrats, Bonesy, my brother. JETS. Jets, Jets, Jets. All love, Asmaniacs. Thank you to everyone who makes this show what it is. We're back at it tomorrow. Buy your ticket to the draft party. You can meet Mr. Bonesy. He's going to be a celebrity that night. He's the champ. Might have to get Bonesy a belt to wear around, a championship belt. Unreal. Again, thank you to everyone. Love you all. And for the final time in ASMANIAC Madness, I close it out with this.